here is big, and it's closer than you think. It's not a tournament. It's what you don't see on TV. The cash is real. The stakes are high. They bet big. They win big. They lose big. High stakes live action poker. Live at the bike. Watch it live on the web or play it if you dare at the Bicycle Casino right here in Los Angeles.
Hello everyone, welcome to Live at the Bike, brought to you by the Bicycle Casino in Los Angeles, California. The first and only webcast of real action, live, cash game poker, none of this tournament garbage. I'm here with Boston here tonight, and tonight's Wednesday. We're going to do a little 20-40 no-limit hold'em. $2,000 minimum buy-in, uncapped, unrestricted buy-in for whatever you want. Looks like there's going to be a lot of action at the table. We have Frank Mariani on his way, Ed on his way. Let's get right into it. Let's head over there. And let's start off by introducing the table. Seat number one, we've got Corporation Mom. That is Trish right there, very tight, solid player. Seat number two, that's going to be Ed, currently unoccupied right now. Seat number three, oh, there he is.
Adam.
Action Adam.
We love Adam.
Seat number four, the staple of Live at the Bike, Corporation Mike. There he is. Seat number five, Kenny Wynn, another kind of tightish, solid player. And look who's sitting in seat number six in the big game. It's Garland.
Garland.
He said he was playing the short stack. He's going to play some short stack poker. Looks like, yeah, he might have a little over 2,000
He
there.
said he bought in for the minimum. I was talking to him before the show. He said he bought in for the minimum.
Okay.
About 2,000.
Seat number seven, of course, Barry Woods. There he is. Seat number eight, we've got the host of the game, Mo. He is, I think, currently playing over Ed. Or, excuse me, over Frank Mariani. And seat nine is Jonas. And we've got a long board for this game. We're just waiting for some players. And it looks like George Georgian's taking seat two.
Oh, George is going to sit down till that gets here.
Yeah. It looks like we got a bit
This is
of
going to be a great game.
bit of a hand here. Now look at this. Mo, I think he raised the flop with an open-ended straight draw.
And a flush draw.
And Adam here, he has pumped it up with this double gutter here. He's double gutted to the queen and to the eight. Mo is the pre-flop raiser. Adam has pretty much pushed all in here on the turn, on the come with the double gutter. He's got a straight draw to the eight and to the queen, and I don't know if Mo can do anything here. Funny thing is, Mo bought in for the minimum, so if he feels like he's committed to the draw and both people miss, Adam's going to win this one with Jack High.
Wow. Mo's trying to go through it in his mind.
Yeah.
What could Adam have? Why is he betting so much?
Adam loves to bluff, remember. Gets kind of his thrills in bluffing. And Mo's trying to do a little bit of math out here.
Yeah, Adam likes to push people around. He likes to push the pot, put the other player to the decision.
If Mo has only about 1,000 left and he started this hand with 2,000, that means the pot is 3,000, 1,000 for him to call. So he's getting about 3 to 1.
That's what he's saying right now.
Yeah.
He's saying
3,600 in the pot.
Mo's probably going to call.
And if he does call, he needs a jack here or a 6. Oh, he's going to fold.
He folds.
Yeah.
Adam takes it down with Jack High.
Yeah, and he was actually way out in front.
Oh,
Look
and
at that,
the
but
club
River
came.
was a 6. River was a 6.
Wasn't that a 7? Didn't I see the 7?
I thought it was a 6 of clubs. Oh, it was a 7 of
7 of
clubs. So
clubs.
your eyes are better than mine, Boston. And we are into it
That's
off the bat.
All right,
there.
first hand. And look at there. There's Gore.
Yeah, there is Gore. If you're watching the show, of course, we're playing 20-40 no-limit hold'em. The white chips are hundreds. The browns are tens. Those are the chips we use in this game.
And they put out the big yellow disc, which means this is going to be the collection pot.
Yes, indeed, which I believe means it's 13 per half hour per player. It might be 12.
All the other games lower than this are rigged. This game and higher would be a collection pot. And the way they do it here at the bike is that the winner of the pot pays the collection for the whole table.
Which is an option. It's interesting. Because someone actually can say, no, I just want to play collection for
Someone
myself.
could say, yeah.
Yeah.
But this way, the collection is $11.
$11 per half hour.
And you can. It's kind of nice to have it be the winner of the pot, because if you're a tight kind of a player, you can almost play for free then.
Yeah.
Because you can make the collection pot the hand that you play even tighter. Come in with only. If you get aces, you're going to be playing the collection pot.
Looks like it's going to be limped around here. Again, you are watching Live with the Bike, free half an hour. If you like this show, you want to watch the entire show, click on the on-demand banner in the upper left-hand corner of the screen. Get you access to the entire show and every show that we've ever done. Limped around here.
King Jack 9 on the flop.
Couple diamonds.
Like, Mike's got a king. He's on the button, so he's probably going to bet if nobody. George.
Well, look at this. George has got the kind of he's got an open-ended straight draw. He's going to bet 200. Mike makes a quick call.
Mike calls.
So this pot is quickly over $500 here. We're heads up 8-10 here against.
Now George and Mike weren't playing that hard against each other recently, but there was one night where they decided to
sometimes
sort of
they do,
that.
sometimes they don't. And I guess they've agreed
they're not going to do it.
To check it down here, which of course we frown upon, but we are sometimes at the mercy of the game.
Mike takes it down with the king.
Mike's going to win it there with the king. Because the problem here is that Mike and his mom doesn't play against each other.
Well, they usually play till the river.
Yeah.
They'll play till the river, and then they'll check it at the river. But George and Mike, I think sometimes they just, if they're the only two left, they're going to check it.
You know, a lot of people have said, well, why do you guys, why don't you just put a stop to it right away? Well, I mean, we do a live cash game. Sometimes it's part of a cash game.
People get to know each other.
Of a live cash game.
Long term, they get to be buddies and what have you, and they may not be the ones. That may not be the people you're trying to take the money from. So, I mean, this game is. Now, if I was George, however, I wouldn't necessarily want to have that kind of situation with Mike. Mike's somebody that you're losing EV then for sure.
I didn't know who he was. Everybody says you'll know who he is, and then I saw his picture. I played with him a couple weeks ago.
Mike is going to raise it up here. King 9 of hearts. Made it 80 to go.
He's one off the cutoff.
Jamie Gold? Yeah, I didn't know until I saw his
in the
picture.
big blind.
Mo's got Queen 5. I assume he's not going to play this in the big blind. Again, you can email us here at liveatthebike.com. You can also follow a live thread that started on the internet by going to 2plus2.com, spelled out. Click on forums, televised poker. Official Live at the Bike thread for August 9th, 2040.
And if you're new to Live at the Bike and you're just watching for the first time, then email us and say hi at Live at the Bike. Mention that you're watching for the first time and how you're enjoying the show. We'd love to hear from you. The show is definitely interactive. We rely on you.
Butt moves over here to Barry Woods in seat 7.
And the collection wasn't collected. The pots haven't been big enough, so it stays in there. I think it has to be, what, $400 or $500 before they collect it?
Yeah.
There's hope for us mediocre.
600. Well, Garland's got, see what he's got here. He's going to mock it. Barry Woods got 6-4 here on the button. And
raising on the button with Jonas in the big blind. Jonas will probably defend his blind most of the time.
Looks like Barry just made an open limp there.
I just limped on the button.
Yeah. Jonas has got King 9, and we're heads up here. Here we go. Well, Ace-10 deuce here with a couple diamonds. Misses both players. Check, check here. Turns a 3. Oh, Barry's got a gut shot to the 5. Let's see if he takes a little stab at it now here. He does, and that's probably going to do... Whoa, Jonas is going to call with King High.
Jonas doesn't believe him.
Yeah. And here we go to the river, and the river's a jack, and King High is good here. Check, check. What a call there by Jonas on the turn, and King High is good.
Barry just gave it up.
Kind of ribbing it there.
Took a little semi-bluff with his gut shot. Decided, nope, not going to do it. And normally this game right here looks like a pretty good action game with Barry, Mo, Mike, Adam. We got some, and Jonas. We got some potential for a really big game here. It usually starts out a little slower. They've been playing for they didn't get started much before the show started tonight. So
yeah, right before the show actually.
So this is the sort of how's everybody playing tonight phase.
Feeling him out. Button moves over here to Mo in seat number 8. It's always fun with Adam on the table. He bought in for $5,000, and now he's probably up to 6.
It's interesting with Adam in front of Mike too. Real interesting to see how that plays out tonight.
Mike's going to bring it in here for a $120 raise with King 5 of clubs. Now, Barry Woods has got King 9 of diamonds. He's going to make the call. Now, Jonas has got a suited Ace 8 of diamonds. He also calls.
Oh, this is one of those...
if diamonds comes.
One of those hands.
Yeah.
We had this hand a couple weeks ago. Remember, Bart?
Yeah.
Bart got me with the same situation there. He had the ace and I had the king.
Well, 10-6-7 here with a couple of hearts. It's missed pretty much everyone here.
Not really what you want to see when you have any of those cards.
It gets checked around. Jonas has got a gut shot. Turns a 4. Mike's now open-ended. Jonas is still good here with ace high. And Jonas is now He's
Mike's going to bet 240, it sounded like.
Yeah, Jonas has got a 1-card double gutter here with the 8. He can catch a 5 or a 9, and he's good with ace high. Mike bets 240, and
Looks
Jonas
like
loves
Jonas
to move.
Is going to re-raise here.
Yep, he is going to check raise. He's going to make it 500 more, and you wonder if Mike's going to go anywhere. He's got an open-ended straight draw. And he's going to call, and this pot is quickly $1,400. Here we go to the river. And the river is in an 8, and Mike makes the straight. Now, it's kind of a garbage straight. Jonas checks, and is Mike going to bet for value? Yes, he is. Figures Jonas would never check a 9 there. He bets $1,000 here, but Jonas has made a pair here at the end.
Yeah, this is one of those times where sometimes you get tricked into it with that last card. It makes you a hand that you might be willing to call with.
It's a $2,400 pot, $1,000 to call.
Jonas is saying, what did Mike have? Did he only have a flush draw? Did he have the flush and the straight draw? You know, we all know Mike. Mike could have anything.
Well, he's very good at representing different hands. I mean, he might bet here saying that Jonas can't call without a straight, even though I have king high, even though Mike has the goods right now.
And there's Ed.
Yeah, there is Ed. And that's actually Charlie from adultpokerparty.net. Worked with us in Vegas.
Jonas is still thinking. He's running through back to hand.
Well, he's getting about 2.5 to 1 here. Would Mike bluff in this spot 1 out of every 3.5 times? Sometimes it's profitable to call.
It's one of those. He folds. No, he doesn't fold.
He's just looking at the river.
I'm taking a break, man.
Yeah, see, he's suckered in with that 8. He made a pair because Mike could have ace 7. Mike could have.
And it looks like Jonas is going to make the call, and Mike is going to take down a $3,400 pot there with the ass end of the straight.
See, that's one of those hands where Jonas was thinking levels. You know, in terms of levels, he's thinking, what did he have? What does he think I have? He's trying to figure out, what did he have Mike on before? Mike bet out on the turn, the 240, when Jonas raised him, and Mike called. That sort of froze Jonas, thinking, what could he have? He checked it, thinking maybe my ace-8 is good at the end. Mike said no. Jonas couldn't get away from it.
Yeah,
Mike takes a nice spot.
It's kind of surprising, though. We always talk about what somebody bets the river with. Would Mike really bet? Would he check a 10 there? Would he really bet middle pair? I think maybe what Jonas was thinking was Mike might bet middle pair there as a bluff, and that his ace-8 is good.
He might. He also he could have bluffed a busted flush there too. Possibly.
Kind of a backdoor flush draw. Yeah.
I mean, well, there was 2 hearts on the flop, so he took the free card. He could have thought, well, he took the free card, didn't make it, bet out on the semi bluff, and then when I checked it to him, he went ahead and river bluffed, and with the 8 out there, it was hard not to call.
And Ed here, he's in the game, and he's under the gun here. The ever-action Ed.
Now the game is really interesting, isn't it?
Yep, absolutely.
I mean, we've got Ed, Adam, and Mike. Lucky Kenny Wynn, who's going to be in seat 5 eventually. He's got the 3 big guys in front of him.
And Jonas, too. I mean, Jonas definitely gives action.
Oh, definitely. I'm just saying those 3 in a row, Garland's actually in a pretty good spot, and so is Kenny Wynn as tighter players. And it looks like, so far, Adam did that one hand at the beginning, but I think Adam tightens up a little bit when he's sitting in front of Mike. 5-way
action here, limped around, and Jonas has got a set here on the button. He's flopped bottom set. Doesn't look like anyone's really going to get involved, though.
Trish has the king of clubs. Is that enough to continue? Probably not. She's situating herself as she ponders.
Yeah. Jonas obviously is going to bet his bluffs, bet his big hands here. But again, really nothing for anybody to call Jonas with. He's flop bottom set here. Going to bet about a pot size bet here.
It's on Trish, but I think she's
she doesn't know it.
She's trying to get Ed situated.
Yeah.
Until they find out.
She didn't know it.
She didn't know it, so she.
Now you never know. Ed sometimes just takes one off. That's always a reason to value bet a flop and build
but
the pot
Ed only has now the only thing that Ed could do here is no, he folds.
Yeah,
the only thing you could really do is hope for maybe a club or maybe a straight card.
I know it's just amazing because I saw Ed make a call I think it was on Friday or last Wednesday with I think it was last Friday with Queen 6. With absolutely nothing, no draw, no nothing. I mean, he is a businessman. He's here for fun.
Definitely.
He's here to gamble. Looks like Mo is rebought here. 2,000 more. Again, you can email us at live@thebike.com. Questions, comments, suggestion, always appreciated. I want to make an announcement. Anyone that is having problems with the archives or any type of technical problem, and it seems like we've ironed most of those out, can email us at support,
Oh, great.
and then the @ symbol, liveatthebike.com spelled out. So it's actually an email at our website, support@liveatthebike.com.
And that gets used
spelled out.
directly to the support people.
Exactly.
And they can answer your questions a little bit quicker. Mike straddled.
And look at this. Garland's picked up pocket rockets, and he's going to raise it up here.
What's your time on this table?
He's going to make it 240 here out of Mike Straddle. Mike's got king 8 offsuit. I don't even know if he's that adventurous against
Well,
Garland's
he might
raise.
think, well, it depends on who else comes into the pot. He might think that he could outplay Garland.
Now, Ed's going to call with a pocket deuces. Adam's going to call. He's got a couple of ducks over there, and is that going to bring Mike in?
Loose call.
And Mike is going to make a loose call, and this pot is quickly $1,000. Garland only has one bet here.
He's going to go, if Garland is doing what he says, which is short stack poker, he's going to go all in no matter what hits.
And is Mike going to get involved here with top pair? That's the question. Can he make a check fold here? And look at Ed. Ed's just going to bluff at it. And this
Ed
is funny.
has king jack,
Because
no
this
pair,
might,
no draw.
you know, it's funny. If it got checked over to Garland and Garland bet, Mike might fold, but now Mike's going to get
calls.
involved. Well, he's got top pair, and Garland's going to move all in here. And he might get lucky enough to maybe triple up here. This is unbelievable. He's got
Well,
the
now
ace of
Ed's
diamonds in his hand.
Ed's looking, he's pondering, he's like, maybe I don't actually have anything.
Yeah, he doesn't really have much.
I don't think Ed knows Garland at all in terms of how Garland plays. Garland's fairly close to the vest, as we like to say.
Well, it's 700 more for Ed, and let's do a little math problem out here.
geez,
It's a $2,600 pot, 700 for Ed to call, and he's not going to call. But I got to tell you, I think Mike might call.
No, I don't.
Well, it's 700 more. He's getting about 4 to 1.
I'm okay. I got you. 5 out.
Yeah, and Mike is correctly saying he has 5 outs
There are 2
here.
eight of diamonds I could call you. Yeah, no.
Man, look at that. He's going to lay it down. Like I said, you know, by Ed actually betting there, Garland made more money because it got
Definitely.
Mike involved.
Right.
Because Mike, it seems there, if he was just going to fold, he was probably going to check fold to Garland's bet.
He would have, yes.
Yeah.
Way to go,
Nice
Garland.
hand right off the bat there for Garland. I mean, you can almost play this game like mechanically, like you're a machine, the way that Garland's going to play this game.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, Garland has basically said he's been on the show pretty much every night. He comes down from the Bay Area, loves to play on Live at the Bike, and then go home and analyze what he's been doing.
Look at this post here by Eastern Bloc. He says, Tuck got fat overnight.
I love my pizza, man. Hey, you know, I'm not Tuckman, but I do like the Jets and I do like the Yankees, so there you go.
Button moves over here to Ed. So Garland with a quick, you know, he picks up a quick $1,500 there. Almost doubles through.
Great for Garland.
You know,
Now, it'll be interesting to see if Garland
plays a deeper
gets a little
stack.
more money,
Yeah.
then how is he going to play? Is he going
Right.
to keep tight or maybe take a few chances? Looks like we
Yeah.
got around to Ed and the 2 blinds,
Yep.
Mike and Adam.
Limped around 3 ways here. 10 deuce 3. Well, Ed's got a wheel draw here. Mike's got a pair. And Adam's going to bet out,
Comes out and bets
in third place here. He's going to bet 220.
with Jack high. No pair, no real draw here.
And Mike is just not going to get involved. But I got to tell you, I think Ed is going to get involved.
Ed's with the gut shot.
Yeah, he makes the call. He's got ace
Ed's
high.
here to gamble. He's
Absolutely.
here to gamble. He's here to see if he can hit the 4. He looks over at Adam's stack.
Well, the turns is 6 now. And that gives Adam a straight draw.
Now here's Adam going to fire the second bullet. How much is he going to bet? About 600?
Boy, you know, Adam's style, Boston, bluffing a lot. You know, he's here to bluff, but I'd almost pick a different spot to bluff.
Well, and you have to remember this. Who are you playing against? He's played with Ed before. Ed is a guy who's going to call you down. Ed thinks maybe I hit my ace, I'm good. Maybe I hit my 4, I'm good. And it's only $600. The pot's, see, Ed calls.
And there you go. And that is a $600 bet. And the pot is quickly $1,700.
Now Adam has to think,
And the river's a 9. And can he throw a third
can
bullet
he
in there?
fire the third bullet? Let's see. Adam's going to bet. It's going to be
$1,600 there.
$1,700. Looks like $1,700 bet.
He's making a huge pot size, and he's
And
going to
Ed's
get it
gonna
done.
throw it away.
Ed does not call with ace high. But like you said, actually, I think the key card there for Adam would have been if he hit a 5 on the river, because I think Ed would have paid him off the pair of 5s. Anyone that's not familiar with the show, again, you know, not all these players are pros. Ed's here to have a good time. He's here to gamble. He will
Right.
call with a lot of
He will
hands,
call.
you know, just to have some fun with it. And Adam is actually almost the opposite. He doesn't like to call off a lot of money with his hands, but he just likes to bluff. That's
He
the
likes
thrill
to,
he gets out of it.
The thrill he gets is to outplay the other player.
Right.
He is here to outplay the other players, push the action, And he will get paid off with his big hands because of that. Now, I have to give Adam some props here. He did not show that bluff. That particular hand, he did not turn over the hand and say, I fired 3 bullets, which is a great thing to keep close to the vest, in my opinion. Jonas comes out here and looks like
yeah, he's going to limp in with the That's Allen 63 hearts hand.
Corporation Mom limps in as well.
Deuce 4 of diamonds. Now, Adam's probably got a raising hand here on the button. He's got Ace 10 of diamonds. And Mike's got King High diamonds. Again, Trish also has diamonds, so the chances of 3
the diamonds coming out are pretty unlikely. A flop flush for 3 hands is pretty unlikely.
Never seen it on the show, Boston, in almost a year and a half. Never
the odds
seen
are astronomical of that.
We've never seen 3 flop flushes on this show.
Now, Adam did raise.
Yep. Mike is going to call.
Mike's going to call.
And Adam made it 300 more here. Pretty big raise.
Now, Mike calling out of the small blind with King 9 of diamonds. He's just looking to outplay people here. Maybe hit a big monster flop.
It was actually 200 more, so it's a $1,000 pot here going 4 ways. Well, 7-5 deuce
doesn't
here.
Doesn't really hit anybody.
Jonas has got a straight draw.
Jonas has got the gut he's got the gut shot.
Yeah.
Adam was the leader,
and
so
he's going to continue to bet.
And bet. Looks like 400. Mike folds.
Now, is Jonas going to get involved here?
He's out of position to
Jonas,
Adam.
You know, he loves to make a check raise as a semi-bluff. He really likes to try to win every pot. We sometimes think it's maybe a little bit of a weakness in his game, and it looks like he's going for raising chips.
He's going to raise again. Now, then what happens if Adam calls him here? Is he going to... Let's see. How much is he going to raise it? Because that will really determine whether Adam's going to call. He's
going to make it 1,100 more. Adam only has overs, but we've seen him call with less. We really have.
Adam's asking how much he has left. He wants to see if he can bluff him off the hand.
Yeah, Jonas is saying I got less than 2,000 more. Adam's a 60-40 favorite right now. It's funny.
Now, see, when you get to this deep stack poker, that's why Adam asked the question. He's like, can I re-raise and get him off the hand? He's thinking about it. Will Jonas push his last money in?
I mean, we got a table of bluffers here tonight, boss.
This is going to be uncanny. So far, this is great. I mean, this is what we're looking for. This is no hands here, no pair, and they're betting. And the pot's what?
Pot's already over 3,000.
$3,000.
And Adam's he's thinking if he can push now.
Yeah, he wants to see if he can push Jonas off the hand. Now, if he knows Jonas, he may be able to do that. Is Jonas semi-bluffing here, or did he flop a set? I mean, this was a limped pot that then Adam raised on the button.
And look at this. Adam's going to go over the top all in, and now it's a math problem for Jonas. All he has is a gut shot. He's got a dry draw with a gut shot. I don't think there's any way he can call this.
Let's see if we can hear if they're going to say anything here.
I mean, this pot right now, I got to do the math out here. It's about a $4,000 pot, $2,000 for Jonas to call. Actually, $5,000.
No, it's more. Did Adam go all in, or did he just re-raise?
Yeah, he pushed it in.
He pushed all in. Yeah. Over $5,000.
Right, but Jonas only has $2,000 left. So he's putting Jonas all in. And
so you would say then it's a $5,000 pot.
$2,000 to call.
$2,000 to call, so he's getting 2.5 to 1.
All Jonas has is a gut shot. That's all he has there.
But he knows Adam. And is Adam just doing this with overcards, or maybe just a 7?
I mean, I guess if Adam turned his hand over, Jonas could make this call because Adam doesn't have a pair yet, and he is getting about 2.5 to 1 here. But I mean, it would be a sick call. Though.
If he turned the hand over, you really think he would? Do you think he would call?
Well, if you look at the odds now, he's getting 2.5 to 1, and he's only a little bit of a dog. He's about a 1.3 or 1.4 to 1 dog here.
Jonas is considering. He's like, how much money do? He's counting up the odds in the pot, trying to figure out, do I want to take the gamble here? And he wants to. He wants to call.
It's funny to note, Boston, that Jonas probably would have mucked his hand against any other player, but he is considering that Adam has nothing here.
Yeah.
And what's going through his head is
he calls,
and he's going to make the call, and he thinks Adam doesn't have a pair, but Adam's good right now with ace high. So Jonas has actually made the right call with the pot odds.
Did they make a deal?
Well, let's see. Turns an ace. Adam takes the lead. Jonas needs the 4, and he doesn't get it. That's the first time. Turn is a 3, and the river is a deuce, and they're going to chop it up. They are going to chop it up.
Yeah, Jonas is very happy.
Yeah.
Because he saw the ace, he probably thought he was dead at that point for sure, thinking the guy maybe had 2
craziness.
No fold equity.
No fold equity, Jonas said. He said you had no fold equity making that bet.
Well, I mean, like I said, and actually, I think I might have actually miscalculated the pot because
you think it was bigger?
Well, it was $1,000 on the flop. He bet 400, 1,400. Jonas made it 1,100 more, so that means it's 1,800, 2,900. Now Adam moves in for 2,000. Actually, it was still about 5,000, 2,000 to call.
So in a sense, he was still getting getting only about 2.5 to 1.
Yeah, I don't know how he says that there's no fold equity there, but I got to tell you that in order for Jonas to make that call, he has to think that Adam has no pair.
Yeah.
I mean, basically, I mean, that is...
There wasn't a flush draw there either, wasn't it? Wasn't it a rainbow board?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's
Well, Jonas is saying there was 6,000 in there. Well, if it was 5 or 6, 2.5 or 3 to 1. Point is, Jonas had a dry gut shot with no overs.
just a gut shot. If he didn't think he could have, like you said, if he didn't have a pair yet. Now, if he thought he had ace-7 or something, he would have been way behind. But if he figures he's only got overs, then he's got his chance to hit his pairs as well, which he did when they ran it twice. And Jonas was lucky enough there to get his money back. Split the limit. They split about $600.
Yeah.
They made about $300 apiece on that hand.
Pocket kings here from O. He's going to raise it up. Going to make it 240 here. Now, it looks like Adam has got a trouble king-queen over there in C3. We always talk about that hand in a cash game. Easily dominated.
It might be suited. I can't quite tell.
Yeah, we're going to need to have him
Adam
spread
needs
his
to
cards.
spread his cards, please.
Yeah, he's got king, queen of diamonds.
Yeah, so Adam, that's a calling hand for Adam.
Absolutely.
At least,
Now, is he going to get involved if a queen comes?
Now,
Wow.
see, here's the ace. Is Mo going to check it? He's going to bet right out. With
No.
Adam, he's probably going to bet right out.
Now, is Adam going to try to bluff at it, though, too? I mean, it's like every hand with this guy. Will he make a bluff?
It is Mo, which I think he has a little respect for Mo, so he's probably going to say, looks like he's folding. Yeah, he's going to fold that one. Especially as Mo wasn't even interested whether Adam called or not. Mo stood up and started doing other business. Which,
Right.
if you're paying attention, which I think Adam does, pays attention, can pretty much say, yeah, I have ace-king, I have something higher than you have.
Good-looking boy, tournament player.
There's Mo. The host of the game. Again, you can email us at live@thebike.com. I believe we've got a couple more minutes left in the free sample of the show. If you like this show and you want to watch every show that we've ever done, and you want to watch this show in its entirety, click on the on-demand banner, sign up for the archives, and it will get you access to this show.
So far, I don't see much here in terms of hands. Looks like we have ace-8 and seat-4 for Mike. He'll probably play that. Adam's going to come in with 9-8 off-suit. Mike's going to call with his ace-8 offsuit. Trouble. It's a trouble hand, but for Mike's pretty good about getting away from those hands.
Well, king-7 deuce here with a couple of clubs.
Mike's got the ace of clubs. He would definitely check it here to see if he could pick up the draw.
And it gets checked around.
And Adams, is he going to? Nope, Adams not going to do anything.
Turns 3.
He's probably just going to go check, check, check unless somebody's going to try to take the pot. It's
Mike-
not that big of a pot.
Mike might try to make a bet out here with ace-high, but he does not. It gets checked around again. The river
No,
is a 9.
at that point, if he figures he's got the Adam now picks up the best hand, now see, a lot of guys would just check that there at the end, thinking that their 9 was, hoping their 9 was good, but
I got to tell you, I don't mind the bet here by Adam, because if he gets a call by Mike with ace-high, or somebody thinking that Adam's bluffing like
Right.
he does every other hand, it's kind of a value bet.
You kind of ruined my game there by calling that.
That was a classic one.
And Adam,
Adam says Jonas ruined his game by calling that hand because Adam had to turn it over.
yeah.
But I think everybody already knows Adam. I mean, most of the players at this table anyway do. I mean, Garland may not have played with Adam before, so he's picking up some information. But that's the thing about figuring out who you're playing against and who's going to call you there. Now, if Adam had made that play against Garland, Garland's folded for sure.
They're still talking. Mike is giving Jonas some shit about that call with the gut shot. Again, pot might have been a little bit bigger, maybe a little over 6,000. Jonas was saying it was 7, but still, even at 3.5 to 1 with a pure gut shot.
You still have to put him on no pair, right?
Right, to make that call, yeah.
To think that your other outs are good, to have more of your outs in your hand, the 3 and the 6.
Gar, you're missing some fireworks here.
3, 6, 5.
Couple of diamonds.
Deuces in seat 7.
Well, Mike's got 4-6. He's open-ended with top pair. A pretty big hand here for Mike over in seat 4.
Is Barry going to continue with his pocket deuces with his gut shot?
Well, that's a pretty crappy draw there with 2 deuces. And Adam is going to bet. He's got the top end of a gut
We
shot to
love
4.
Adam. Boy, this is great. I love this.
He's going to bet 210, and it looks like Mike might raise him here. Let's see what he's going to do. Mike has flopped a pretty big hand here.
With this many people in the hand, I think with his hand you'd want to get a couple players out, even though it's a drawing hand, but you do have top pair. You don't want anybody in there with the diamond draw.
He's going to raise it to 600. That gets the best hand up out over there, Mo, with king 6. He probably wasn't going to continue. Now, Eddie's got an overs and a gut shot to the 7. Is he going to continue?
This is the kind of hand that Ed would like to gamble on, I think. It depends on what Mike bet 700.
Yeah, he raised it 600, and Ed makes the call.
Ed's going to call. Now
if
Adam...
If Adam makes this call, this pot is going to be $2,000.
Now, see, can Adam make this call? I guess he can.
Well, he is going to make the call, and this is over a $2,000 pot. Adam needs one of Ed's 8s to take the lead here. Well, the turn's a 9, and Ed now has top pair. Very scary card. It's a third diamond.
Diamond. That's going to kill some of the action here. Now, if one of these guys wants to try to bluff...
Is Mike going to try to represent here? Does he think
Adam checked again?
Yep, Adam checked, and so did Ed. It's over to Mike. It's a $2,000 pot.
Now, do you put a bet out here as Mike?
Well,
no,
he checks it. Here we go to the river, and the river's a jack, and if this one goes to showdown, Ed's going to win it. He's going to throw a little blocker bet out here on the river. He bets 1,000. And what can Mike beat? Only a pure bluff.
He thinks he got there on the turn, but he calls
and
anyway.
Look at this. He makes the call, and Ed's going to win it with a pair of 9s, a $4,000 pot. I mean, Mike even said to himself, everything got there on the turn.
Mike was right. Ed got there on the turn. Not the hand that he thought, but he got there. Because he could have had 7, 8.
Or diamonds.
He could have had diamonds.
Right.
And the jack could have been worse there for many, many hands that Mike could beat. But maybe it's Ed. He figures it's loose. Why not give a shot, give him a call? I think one reason Mike can make that call as well is that he thinks that he's probably going to get that money back later from Ed. Boy, this is a great game so far, shaping up. I mean, we've pretty much seen pairs or less win the pot. So, I mean, these guys are betting big hands. This is a collection pot. Every half... Oh, not yet, I guess.
Not quite yet. The
looks
disc's
like
over there.
Maybe one more hand, then it'll be the half hour.
And it looks like Garland's got ace-king here in seat 6. This is a hand he's probably definitely going to play. Is he going to re-raise? He's deeper now.
He's in the cutoff.
Oh, and look at this. Kenny Wynn's got pocket queens here in seat 5.
Kenny's definitely going to raise this up, I would think.
And I think it's
limit Adam and Mike's participation.
And it's probably an easy laydown if Kenny re-raises here for Garland.
Now, Garland knows that Kenny's a little tight, so it depends. He's going to bet 520. Kenny is now. Garland's wondering how many people are in the pot. I only have a drawing hand. It's offsuit.
I don't think there's any way Garland's going to call here. We've seen him play for months and months and months on the show.
He is in position. He's shaking his head. He's wondering, but he knows Kenny.
Yeah.
Kenny's Stop wasting our time.
I mean, it's one of those hands that you want to play so badly, but if Kenny has kings or aces there, you're toast if the flop comes out and hits you. You basically have to hit 10 jack queen with that flop.
Now, I got to tell you, it's looking like Kenny is not that deep. Sometimes Mike makes a call like this, but he really should, because it looks like Kenny only has about 2,500 in front of him, and he's not going to call heads up there with 8-10 of clubs.
He doesn't call. Yeah. Now, if Kenny was deeper, Mike might have made that call, but Mike actually isn't horribly deep. He's down about 1,700 already. I think he probably bought in for 5 or 6. In this game, it's 2040, so you'd probably want to buy in for. Mike probably buys in for 5,000 or 6,000, I would figure.
But moves over here to Mo, seat number 8.
So this is a collection pot. Looks like we already got some people in the pot before they even looked at their cards. Looked like Ed straddled and Adam called in the blind. And they do this on a collection pot. If it was the collection pot, I would not straddle. That's for sure. I wouldn't want to. Mo's going to raise it up.
Yeah, he makes it 400 to go here on the button.
Mo has
ace-jack
offsuit.
Now, Jonas has got a little gap-suited connector. He's out of position in the small blind. He's not going to play it.
Those are hands best served for late position, I figured.
Ed is not going to play the jack-4, and Mo is going to take it down. Remember, when Mo moves up in limits, he really plays it almost like a nit. I mean, I remember when we first started the show, way back when in February of 2005, when we used to do the 5-10 game as the big game, he used to have the nickname Action Mo. It's really the furthest from the case now.
Well, as the stacks get deeper as well, you have to play a little bit differently. I think he doesn't take as many chances. He's not willing to, because you can lose your whole stack as opposed to lose maybe $800, $900. You can lose a lot more because everybody's buying in deeper.
Straddled pot here. Now, Mo's got king jack of clubs. Is he going to raise it again? No, just a call. He's going to play a little bit conservatively.
Looks like somebody has 9-10 in seat 4. That's
yeah,
Mike.
Mike limped in under the gun. Ed is also going to call. Now, Adam has absolute garbage in the straddle spot.
Ed has a fun hand. He has the 5-6 offsuit. I like to play that hand because you can hit 2 flushes with that.
Four-way action here. $320 pot. Wow, Mo's flopped an open-ended straight draw here. Queen 10-8 rainbow. Now, Mike has the best hand here with 9-10.
Hit the pair on the gut shot. He's going to come out and bet.
260.
He's going to bet 260, and I assume Mo is going to at least call here. He's got backdoor clubs as well. So the pot is now over $1,000, or right around 900.
Mo's in position, so he can do that.
Turns at 3. Mike is still in the lead. And is Mike going to fire here again? Nope, check. Mo takes the card, and Mo misses. And is he going to try to bluff at it here at the end? No, he's just going to give up. That 6 was really inconsequential. Plus, maybe he had something like 7-9. And I don't necessarily know if he's going to try to bluff Mike, make a living bluffing Mike there.
No, I think not. I don't think Mo tries to get involved with Mike necessarily unless he really has a hand.
Yeah.
He's looking to get paid off by Mike, not give Mike more chips to bully the table.
Yeah.
Barry so far has played 0 hands, I think. So we've got a couple guys who have, and Trish hasn't really played much yet either. As just get started,
That's
everybody's feeling
Trish
everybody out.
Yeah,
Trish is only going to play probably 4 or 5 hands during the course of the show.
Straddle here by Mike, so it's going to be 80 to go. Of course, live straddle is double the big blind, and Mike is going to have the option when it comes back around to kind of a third blind. And Mike's got ace-9. That's definitely a raising hand for him in the straddle.
And Ed has 8-10 of hearts in the, and he's probably going to play that. He likes that.
Well, Barry's going to call here with 5-3 suited.
5-3 of hearts.
Now, Jonas has got pocket 7s over here, and
looks.
Yeah, he's going to raise it up.
Raise it up a little bit.
Yeah, he is going to raise it up.
He's in the cutoff, so he's in position. So even if everybody calls him and they don't hit the flop, they check around to him. He bets. He probably wins.
Quick call here by Ed. A call by Mike. And is Barry going to come in here?
I would probably call this.
Well,
if there's 3 players in there, you get pretty good odds. So you figure nobody has the hand you have.
Live cards. Now, in this case, though, if he hits hearts, he's in big trouble because Ed's got higher hearts. Now, he's not in position. Jonas has position on him. He doesn't look like he wants to call, but he makes the call anyway.
200 on an $800 pot. You got to call that just to see if you can hit the flop.
It's $1,100 pot.
Oh, and Barry hits the flop.
King
2-4.
4
He's
deuce.
got an open-ended straight draw.
Yep. One overcard here to Jonas's pocket 7s.
That is the hand you want, with the king out there especially, because if somebody has the king, you can either do the semi-bluff and hope to hit your hand. Ed's going to go ahead and bet out here.
Wow, Ed is just going to make a pure bluff. I was going to say, how about a nice bet there if it gets checked to Barry? Ed is going to bet here.
Ed's going to bet,
and let's
Barry's
see
going to call.
Barry is going to call. And can Jonas overcall here with 7s? I mean, this is the real issue. I mean, he's got the best hand. But
now that Barry called, if it was only Ed, maybe
right.
you take one off. But now that it's 2 players in the hand, it is a rainbow board. But it was a small raise before the flop. So now, see, Jonas he's trying to figure it out. He's sort of saying if Barry hadn't called,
yeah.
So he's out of there.
Here we go, $2,200 pot, and Ed's in the lead here with 10 high. The turns a jack. Neither player has any pair, and now Ed picks up a straight draw.
Ed's going to keep firing. That's Ed's style. We love Ed.
He's going to bet 800 here into about I said $2,200 pot. It's a $3,000 pot, 800 to call. I'm going to tell you, if I'm Barry here, I call.
I think I would call.
I hope that Ed has a king, and if I hit my straight card,
Ed's going to bet out again.
I get paid big.
You don't want to hit
river.
the ace. I'd rather hit the 6.
Absolutely.
In this particular instance, for the $800. So, in a sense, you're thinking you really only want those 4 outs as opposed to all 8.
Although I think you're talking about against rational competition. I think Ed might pay you off if an ace comes if he has a king anyways. I think this is an easy call for Barry. It's a $3,000 pot.
If Ed had the king, he would.
Right.
But Barry doesn't know that Ed doesn't really have anything.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I think in this spot, I call, and I hope Ed has a king, or I hope he has something that he's going to call me with on the river.
Do you semi-bluff here and try to take the pot
No
right
way.
now?
Not against Ed. I don't
Not
think
against Ed. He's not he's not the competition you want to do, because he's going to call you, or if he did re-raise, Ed would fold. But Barry doesn't know that. Barry's got to put Ed. He's putting Ed on at least a king.
I think this is a proper call here is the spot.
Pull 2 back and I'll call you, Barry
I mean,
says.
Barry is calling 800 to win not only 3,000, but it looks like he's got another 4,000 in front of him. He could call 800 here to win about 7,000.
And he calls.
And he calls.
Here comes the river card. Let's see this, baby.
So here we go, $3,800 pot to the river. Oh, and it's a whiff, and nobody has a pair.
Now, it is a spade. Oh, no,
and Ed's going to bet again.
Barry's going to fold.
And is Ed going to show the bluff? He did a 3-barrel
Three
bluff
bullets.
with 10 high.
Boom, boom, boom. We love Ed. Yeah, show it, Ed. Come on, baby.
And Jonas would have made a set on the river, not that that matters.
Ed folds. He doesn't show it.
Wow, and Ed is really on all cylinders here tonight. Bluff after bluff so
Boom,
far. This
boom,
is crazy.
Boom. That is one of the hardest things to do in No Limit Hold'em, is to fire 3 bullets, especially with a guy who's just check calling you, especially somebody like Barry, who could have particularly any hand. Now, Ed knows Barry, though. Perhaps he knows that Barry, if Barry had anything, he would have re-raised. So that's perhaps, but we're not sure. I mean, I don't know if Ed's thinking on that level or not. Ed's a pretty savvy player sometimes, but he's also here to gamble.
Now, it's interesting to note that you said the possibility of raising on the come there on the turn. I got to tell you, not against Ed. Now, in that case, because we're privy to the cards, we know that Ed would have folded.
Ed would have folded.
But if he has a king, there is no fold equity. Even if he has second pair, there is no fold equity.
If he had hit the jack, let's say, he's still going to call.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I like the call there by
play
Barry.
there. Yeah, that's definitely proper play. In that particular instance against that player.
Yeah. Now Adam is going to raise it up here out of the small blind with pocket 4s. It got kind of limped around here in a straddle. Was it straddle pot there? I couldn't quite tell.
Mike was in the big blind. Kenny probably not straddle.
Yeah.
No.
400 here.
That's what I'm starting to do now more and more. Is you try to think about the levels of play and who you're playing against and what
Barry
they're doing.
is going to call here with a suited ace-6, and Ed's in there with ace-2.
Ed's on a roll.
And this pot is, again, over $1,300 going 3 ways.
There's a 6.
Jack 7-6 here. Trish is not in the hand. Now, Barry's got the best hand here with bottom pair. But if Adam bets out, is Barry going to continue?
What's the high card? It's a queen.
Jack 7-6. I mean,
there it is.
it's a horrible flop
Yeah,
for
it's
ace-6.
Yeah, it's not a good. It's not the flop you want. You don't really want to hit that. Now, if it had come 6-3 deuce, maybe you'd be okay, even though you're worried about the 4-5. But
And Adam's going to bet out here. It looks like 700 into about a pot that's 1,300. And Barry loves to mix it up with bluffers
now,
here.
see, here's the thing. Barry just lost the previous pot. So, not that he's steaming, but sometimes when you lose the previous pot, you want to play. And he's hit some of this. He's got the backdoor space.
Plus, it
draw
looked like
as
he
well.
might raise here.
He
raising
knows
chips.
Adam. Adam is a tricky player. Adam is a bluffer. Adam did show that hand before where he had absolutely nothing.
My cards are Jack 7.
From early position, I believe that hand was as well, Adam. No, he was in position.
Jack 7.
But
Well,
he's
and look at this.
all in.
Barry's going to move it in. He's
Barry
moving
says,
it in
"I'm
with
all
bottom
in."
pair. I mean, it's a gutsy move. I don't know if there's fold equity if Adam has a jack here. I think it's pretty obvious that Adam is probably going to fold. Like we said, he's not into calling off his money.
He doesn't like to call it off.
He's
no.
into bluffing it.
He wants to push the pot and see if somebody pushes back. Ed folds, of course, with his ace-2.
And Adam's out of
Adam
it.
quickly folds. And Barry wins the pot.
With the best hand.
He might show the 6.
Like he's going to try to bluff.
But you know,
Bluff,
the,
I show the 6, Barry says. Bluff, I have a 6.
He has one.
the funny thing is that, you know, Adam does wake up with hands sometimes.
Well, everybody does.
So, you know, if
never
Barry
know.
makes that move with ace-6 and Adam happened to have a jack or an
Now-
overpair,
See, that's the other thing. This is great because we're doing a deep stack game, which I know you love, and it gives you a chance to really sort of play poker. A different kind of poker than a short stack game. And did Barry need to go all in there? I don't know how much Barry had.
it looks like he wasn't that deep, though, Boston. So,
Yeah, okay. Well, then
yeah.
maybe he could have, because he maybe thought, if I bet anything, I can't have anything left to bluff with, so I might as well go all in.
Right. Queen Jack of clubs over here for Adam on the button. Probably, again, another raising hand. Jonas is limped in here with early position with ace-9 and diamonds. Ed's going to come in here with 8-9, and Adam makes it 300 on the button with Queen Jack of clubs.
Mike folds. Mike and Adam haven't really tangled yet. I want to see them get into a pot together. That would be really fun. Jonas is going to call.
Jonas is going to call. Out of position with ace-9. Very hard to play. And again, Adam could be raising with any 2 cards, so you never
On
know.
the button, I don't think Jonas is going to give him much credit there. And Ed, of course, is going to call.
So here we go. 3-way action here. $1,000 pot to the flop. Oh, Adam's got overs and clubs. That's a nice flop for Queen Jack of clubs. 6-5-5. And I don't think anyone can play with him here. Everyone's totally whiffed here. Checked around to Adam, and he's going to put the semi-bluff out here.
Going to fire in, looks like 600.
Yeah.
And Jonas is going to consider it with his ace-9. He's going to
Wow,
call.
he is going to
Now,
check call here.
He's calling this to make a move. He's definitely calling this thinking Adam probably doesn't have clubs. And Ed's going to call.
Ed's going to
with
call
his gut
with
shot.
overs and a gut shot, and this pot is quickly $3,500.
King of hearts
turns
on
the
the turn.
king. Can Adam use that as a... Some people might take a card here, but can he use it as a scare card, though, as well, or will he take a card?
Well, when both players... Oh, and he's
And
going to bet.
again.
He bets $1,000.
Now, it's funny you said Jonas is setting up a play, or did you think he might have actually thought he had the best hand with ace-high against Adam?
No, I think he was setting up a play. I think he wanted Adam to believe. But then when Ed calls, it gets a little trickier. The play doesn't. Then with two people, you can't necessarily make that move.
It's a $4,600 pot, $1,000 for Jonas to call, and all he has is ace high, and Ed has called in between.
Yeah, and here's Jonas in his wep stage, win every pot.
Well, the other thing you got to notice too is you said if he's calling to set up a move, now that Ed's in the hand,
He
he's going to have to move
That's
against two
what I'm saying.
players.
He called thinking that Ed was probably going to fold and that he could maybe bet out on the turn, if depending on what card came. A king coming is not necessarily the best card. Then to continue that, he bet $600 to try it, but Jonas went ahead and folded. Now
is Ed feeling lucky here?
Ed. Now Ed is he's steamrolling so far. He's up.
Yeah.
And when you're winning, sometimes, especially as Ed, this kind of player, businessman, gambling, likes to have fun.
And he's going to make the
gonna
call. And this
See?
pot is $5,500. A real action card here would be the 7 of clubs. And the
it's a
river
4.
is a 4, and both people miss. And I got to think that, is Adam going to try to bluff at it again?
He has to bet. He has to bet. He figures he doesn't have the 5. He has to bet 1,500. He bets 1,500.
Wow.
And Ed's wondering, and now, what Ed's wondering right now is, can I re-raise?
Can he check raise bluff here? It's a $7,000 pot here.
Check raising as a bluff on the river, not really a good idea to a guy who's fired 3 bullets.
He's also said he has absolutely nothing.
He
but
knows he doesn't have anything.
Let's listen here. And he just said if he has one face card, it's enough. There's no way Ed's going to do anything here.
If he said that, he's got to fold because now Adam would probably call.
At times, Adam tries to pull the fast one.
Well, Ed's got 9 high here. He can't call.
He's nuts a little bit, so he's tough.
It's a $7,000 pot, $1,500 to call.
See, Ed's pretty savvy. He's on to Adam. He knows Adam's pulling something here.
I don't have a jack high.
He has a 9.
I have 9.
He has not. Yeah, Barry called it. Barry told him exactly what
Look
he
at
had.
Adam. Look at Adam's smile now. And he's going to show the bluff.
He's going to show this one.
And you wonder, look over at Jonas. If Jonas is... Now, is that going to give some information over to Jonas?
I'm up to winner.
Jonas is like, I know I had the best hand.
There's
See,
4.
now that's actually a good. That was actually a good show of the bluff from Adam there, because now Jonas is going to maybe play some of those marginal hands against him. Now the problem with Adam is that he's not necessarily going to tighten up and then just play the good cards. He's going to keep bluffing.
Well, he's on a roll with bluffing.
He
It's
is.
unbelievable.
He has not been caught yet tonight.
Go for an inside straight. I hope.
Button moves over here to seat 4.
Again, it's difficult when you're on the table. It's a totally different scenario. We're seeing all the cards. We're seeing everything.
Some of that stuff doesn't get shown now.
And we can't see it, and you don't, and they don't. They're not privy to the information that hand was a particular bluff. So,
Right.
And now most of these guys are paying attention. They're watching. They're putting guys on hands. They know that they're doing certain things. They're waiting to see those cards at the river because they gain information by doing that.
5-way action limped around, and Adams flopped a nut flush draw here with ace-5 of hearts. He did not raise in the cutoff. Sometimes he would raise with that hand. This time he chooses to limp in. But it doesn't look like anyone really has
Boy,
much.
this is a great game. We got a lot of loose action before the flop. People coming in with a lot of different hands.
Now look at this. Adam is bet, and Mike has a deuce. He's got jack, deuce offsuit. Is he going to continue on? He calls.
He's in position. He's on the button. He's got the best position there. Garland's going to fold.
Well, Adam actually has overs and a heart draw. He's going to be favored over Mike's hand.
This is what we love here. We love Adam and Mike playing together. King of spades on the turn, not really going to do much.
Adam
Mike's gonna
bets
call.
again, and Mike instantly calls, and the pot's $1,000, and the river's a 4, and Adam is whiffed.
He checks, and Mike checks, and Mike's going to win with the deuce.
Yep.
Adam did not fire the third bullet against Mike. He knows that Mike is waiting for him to make a mistake. I mean, Adam's a little loosey-goosey, but he is paying attention, and he knows who he's playing against. And Mike is a really savvy player these days, and he's
Well,
going
you know,
to call you with all kinds of hands, and he's going to call you down. Mike would have called him on the river there, I think, if for a reasonable bet.
Here we go with the first chip count of the night. We got $42,000 here on the table.
Money.
Ed's got almost $10,000. Let's take a look at the
Ed's hit
differences.
it pretty hard so far. Adams up 1,800. Garland, look at that. Garland sitting on his 1,200 win. That's fabulous.
Adams up 1,800. Yeah, I can't
I think
imagine
Ed's
that
number's got to be wrong at
yeah.
minus 400.
Yeah.
I think he bought in for a little less than that.
Yeah, Ed is definitely up for the
But
night.
here's Garland. Garland has played one or two hands, and he's up $1,200. It's that theory
Yeah,
again. You don't have
absolutely.
to play a lot of hands.
Yeah.
Come on, Barry.
Are we in the subscriber-only portion of the show?
We are indeed.
Welcome all subscribers to Live at the Bike. You are now in for a fabulous rest of the game tonight.
Now look at this. Ed raised it with ace deuce, and Barry called in the blind with ace nine.
Now see, here's these hands. If the ace comes, there's the nine.
Trip nines. Trip nines. And
Oh, no. Now, Ed's happy because of the prop bet.
Right.
How much do you make on that?
And how is Barry going to
Barry's
play?
wondering how much is he going to make, because that's what he's going to bet, probably.
Now it's funny because usually I'm a big fan of fast playing, but the way that Ed is bluffed, and look at this, and Barry bets and Ed folds. I was going to say the way that Ed bluffed, you might just keep
No.
letting him fire at it.
The reason Ed didn't play that hand is because he already won with the prop bet.
Right.
I mean, I know that's not a lot of. It's hard to understand the prop bet as the game goes on, but these guys do that, and Ed made like $600 on that hand, even though he didn't
Couple
play.
of nines, right?
Yeah. That's something that goes on only in the big game here.
This has been an absolutely sick game here so far. Button moves over here to Garland. He's just kind of twiddling his thumbs over there.
Hey,
waiting
he's
for some
up
big
$1,200. Good for Garland.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a great hand. If he can get out of here with a win, that's a good thing for him, especially stepping up to this level. He said he was stepping up tonight.
Well, Mike got a monster hand for him in C4. He's got ace queen.
Ace queen. He's a couple off the button.
Yeah.
He's probably going to raise this couple limpers. He wants to
Gonna make it 230 to go. 240 to go.
He wants to eliminate some of the competition.
Now,
any ace jack.
Now,
anything
Mike
like
could
that.
really stack Ed here because Ed is in there with a dominated queen. He's got queen jack. He's
Oh,
going to
boy.
call. And what is Jonas? And Jonas is going to call with
Ace eight?
Jonas is going to limp re-raise here. But Mike has a real hand. I don't think Mike's going anywhere with ace queen here.
Now, is Ed going to call?
Wait a
Boy,
minute.
we got some action.
Let's
tonight.
hold on here. I got word that he was raising, and I don't know exactly. Yeah, he is. Yeah, he did raise.
Is he still counting it
No,
out?
he limp re-raised to about 1,000 more, and Ed comes in. Jonas made it about 1,000, and Ed calls. And that is unbelievable. And Mike's got ace queen here. He's got the best of it.
Jonas raised at 940. Ed called, and now Mike is wondering, what do I do? See, Ed coming into all these pots is messes things up a little
Right.
bit because you got that third player in there. Heads up, Mike would have called already.
Absolutely. I think Mike would have pushed Jonas in. But again, with Ed in there, ace queen can be a trouble hand. But Jonas is just making a pure
Now,
move.
Jonas was.
I think Mike might push over the top here.
Jonas was in first position.
Yeah, he pulled the
So
limp
he's
re-raise.
he's pulling the old limp re-raise, which now normally you're going to put a guy on a pretty big hand here.
But it's Jonas, remember.
But it's Jonas, and these guys are playing at a different level than some of the things you see. These guys are playing, what does he have, what does he think I have, what does he thinks I have, that kind of thing. So Mike is going through all that, trying to figure it out.
Well, the pot right now is about 2,100. It's going to be another 900 for Mike, 940 for Mike.
If you're
to call.
looking at Mike now, he's not even looking at Ed, really. He's looking at Jonas's stack. He's looking at Jonas's hand.
And it looks like Jonas is not that deep. Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if Mike actually pushes here.
Well, that would get Ed out of the hand.
Well, he's just going
He
to call.
calls. Here comes the flop. Let's see what we get.
And this is $3,000 pre-flop, queen jack,
No
ace queen, and
pairs.
ace eight. And nobody has a pair still.
And it's a donk board here.
And Jonas is going to
moving
move
on.
all in. And Boston, I got to tell you here, this is going to be a math problem because this would be an unbelievable call here from Mike.
No,
how
nobody's
much?
calling.
How much is it that Jonas has bet here? We're going to get word.
We got to figure out exactly how much he's bet. He's got it. Looks like
Let's say let's call it 1,300,
1,300.
which means the pot is 4,300. 1,300 for Mike to call. He's getting about 3.5 to 1, and Ed's going to call.
What is Ed doing?
Ed's going to call with queen
And Mike
jack.
folds.
And Mike is going to be pissed off if Jonas wins this hand with ace eight. Mike is going to be so pissed off with Ed.
Let's listen to Mike's already mad.
Yeah. This is going to be unbelievable if Jonas wins this with ace high.
Let's see if we can hear what they're saying.
Don't worry about it.
Your
Oh,
tens are
man.
good. Mike put him on tens.
This is going to be unbelievable if Jonas wins this with ace high. Mike's going to have a conniption.
Ed's going to suck out, I'm betting.
Turns to 3. Jonas is still in the lead with an ace.
Nope.
And the river's a deuce, and Jonas is
wins.
going to win it with ace-8, and Mike is going to flip this
Let's
table
get a
over.
shot of Mike here. he just laughs. He can't believe it.
And that is a $5,000 pot there with Jonas with ace-8. And you're right.
Oh,
like
now see, Mike says, I knew exactly what you were
Ed
doing.
is screwing Ed coming in the middle is
He's
really
messing
messing
everybody
everything
up. Now see, and he says, I knew what you were doing. He put him, but then Mike said he thought he had 10s. He said your 10s are good. So Mike did put him on a pair, but he thought maybe his overs were good. If Ed hadn't come in, it would have played out a little bit differently. I missed the flop, he says.
I think he called that a jackass.
Trish is feeling for her son at this moment. For those of you who don't know, Corporation Mom and Corporation Mike are related.
Oh, wow. And that is unbelievable. Like you said, I mean, Mike can't overcall. I can tell you, if they were heads up, he was going to call. If Ed folded, I think he calls with ace-queen
Because for
there.
1,300, 1,270 or whatever it was, he would have definitely called there.
Yeah. Unbelievable. And Adam's just going to limp in here with ace-jack of hearts. Sometimes he would raise with that hand.
Remember, you can email us at Live at the Bike, or you can hit the boards at 2+2. Sorry, we got a pretty action game here tonight, so we're not getting to a lot of the comments or the emails. They do get read, and they will get commented on at some point. We got a king, queen, 8 on the flop here. Looks like Trish hit top pair. She's going to check it from early position.
200.
Adam's going to bet 200. He's got ace jack of hearts. He's got a gut shot. Trish is going to call with 200. Now Trish calling Mike, slow Adam down. Trish is probably going to check again.
Turn is a 4.
Adam checks. Adam's hoping for his 10.
And the
river's a jack. They're going to just check this down at this point when you only have a pair. Now, this is how it would normally go, in a sense. When you only have a pair at the river, a lot of times you're going to check it down, hoping your hand is good. And it wasn't that big of a pot. Trish takes down about $500. Boy, this is shaping up to be a good game tonight. This is some great poker. I mean, this is a lot of different levels. People are playing different hands. It's a lot of different stuff going on here tonight at Live at the Bike. This is wonderful. Let's see.
Do you want it like this?
Let's see. Jonas is on the button. Ed's in the big blind. Adam straddles. Mike's going to call. He limp calls the straddle. See, Mike has a suited connector, 7-10 of clubs. Let's see what the straddle has. The straddle, Adam has jack deuce. He's out. It looks like it's going to be a 4-way pot. Is that George now in seat 8?
Yeah, it looks like it is.
George,
playing over Mo.
He's playing over Mo. He sort of slipped into the game. He's been pretty quiet so far.
5-way action here, limped around, ace, queen, jack, rainbow.
Let's see, that hit Adam. Adam's got a jack.
Yeah, he's got jack deuce. It's the best
Nobody
hand.
else really has anything here. We're going to go without the cards for this one hand. Adam has the best hand with a jack. Oh, now the 9 comes. Let's see, I think that makes... looks like somebody... Did Mike make a straight? 7-10?
Not quite.
Not quite a straight. Okay. Oh, it's not quite. Okay.
Yeah, we got a flush draw over here.
Up the gut shot.
It's a good attempt, though. We got a flush draw over here for seat 2. We got 7-10 here from Mike. Looks like Adam is still in the lead here with jack deuce.
Yeah. What's the betting happening
And the bet here, it looks like it came from Ed. He's got betting.
No, Mike bet.
Mike bet there with his 10-7
Mike bet with his
here.
open-ended straight draw.
Yeah.
Barry folds. George is going to fold. Adam will Adam call? Well, Ed's going to call.
Well, Ed's got the flush draw.
Yeah.
Again, the board is ace, queen, jack, 9 with 2 hearts.
He picked up the flush draw, and Adam's going to call with the jack high, which is the best hand, but he doesn't really know it.
And here we go to the river, and the river is a king in the
Mike
jack.
makes the straight.
Yeah, the king, and Mike is going to make the straight there. He's got
no heart.
He's got the straight.
Mike's going to probably value bet, hoping that somebody has, 2 pair maybe, an ace.
He's going to bet again, and is Adam
He
going
bets
to
about
call us
1,000,
off?
or is that 800? It looks like 800. 800. Ed doesn't have anything. He's out. Will Adam call with jack, with a pair of jacks, with that kind of board? What does he put Mike on?
I mean,
what do you
he
put
can't
Mike
beat
on?
a king. He can't beat a queen. He would chop with any other jack if it was lower.
The pot's not huge.
Yeah.
Adam's wondering, of
And
course,
Mike
can I
likes to
push him off the
overbet
hand?
made hands, and he's kind of like made a nice pot-sized bet here on the river. But again, Adam doesn't like to call off money. He's got jack
No,
deuce
I don't
here.
think Adam would call here. I think if Adam does anything here, he's going to re-raise, trying to push Mike off a hand. He's not going to think that his jack deuce is good, is he?
Queen, Jack, Ace, 9, King on the board. Jack, deuce, and Mike's got a straight here with the 10.
That overbet can sometimes do it. That can really confuse you a little
Mike's got
bit.
7, 10 of clubs, so he's good here
Is
with the
it an
straight.
overbet? There's about...
It's a tiny bit of an overbet.
It's not a huge pot, but
And he has
it's,
unlocked.
First hour is good. 3 hours later.
Adam's considering. I mean, can you really think, what can you beat here?
It's not-
There's
nothing
not a
you can
lot.
beat.
You can't beat an ace, you can't
Yeah.
beat king, you can't beat two pair, you can't beat a straight, you can't beat... The only thing you can really beat here is a busted flush draw. And if your busted flush had a 10 in it, you made the straight. So there's not a lot you can beat. Adam's considering it. He hates to give up a pot, especially to Mike.
Let's go.
I'd like to play another hand tonight, Adam.
And they're giving him a
They're
little bit
giving
of
him some
ribbing.
crap because Adam folds. And Mike takes down the pot. Is he going to show the 10?
I showed the 7,
Showed
of
the
course.
7.
Of course. Button moves over here to Trish. Looks like we're through with the first hour of the show. Again, you can email us at live@thebike. Questions, comments, suggestions, always appreciated.
Buy some fertilizer.
Mike straddles. It's a collection pot.
What does he have?
Ace, queen, and seat 6 for Garland.
Yeah, let's see what Garland's going to do with it. Now, Kenny Wynn here, he's going to limp in. He's got pocket
got
jacks.
pocket jacks.
And we got a bunch of pocket pairs here. Ace, queen of hearts for Garland, pocket 3s. And it looks like Jonas has got pocket 6s.
Pocket 6s.
And Garland just limped in as well.
Now, sometimes with these low pocket pairs, people are just going to limp in, especially multi-way. You get more value out of doing that.
Yep, that's
because then when you
oh, look
hit
at this.
the set-
Trish is going to raise it up. What has she got over there? She's got pocket 9.
Oh my God, we have 4 pocket pairs and an
And
ace queen.
let's see here what Kenny Wynn does with jacks. Remember, wait a minute, Ed is going to re-raise with ace 4 spades. He's re-raised at 1,000 from the small blind. And now what does Kenny Wynn do with pocket jacks?
Pocket jacks in the small blind. Kenny Wynn. Now, do you just call here? He's just
Wow, he is going to call. He
He's
doesn't
gonna
buy it
call.
here from Ed.
Garland's going to fold.
This is probably going to get Garland, Jonas, and Barry out of the hand.
I don't know. I mean, with Jonas with the 6s, I don't know. How much was the raise?
It's 1,000. Jonas isn't. I mean, he's got to be
$1,000.
about 10,000 behind.
Yeah, he doesn't have enough money there. Barry folds his pocket 3s.
Once Kenny Wynn calls, you know he has a real hand.
Jonas wants to call. Now, see, Jonas is thinking if there's 4 players in the hand and I hit my 6, then maybe I'm good. Jonas is trying to figure out how much money everybody has.
I'm not worried about you donking off all your chips.
He knows that Trish isn't going to donk off all her chips, he says. He's trying to figure out if he can outplay Ed here. He's wondering what Ed has. And if he hits his set, would he double up? Would Ed pay him off if, let's say, at ace 6 deuce, he's going to fold his 6s?
Yeah, he shows the 6s. Now, what is Trish going to do here?
Trish with
Again, I
9s.
got to
Now-
tell you, when Kenny Wynn calls in between,
That's a tough deal, but you got to figure he's got at least queens,
yeah,
right?
there's no way 9s
I mean-
are good here. He's pulling the limp re-raise, and he thinks Ed made a raise big enough where he can just call and not limp re-raise.
You might put Kenny on jacks or 10s, but when Kenny calls,
Yeah.
now let's see what Ed's going to do here.
Well, the pot is quickly $2,400. Here we go to the flop. Queen 8-6. Well, it's one overcard here to Kenny's jacks.
now see, now get a shot of Jonas real quick. He would have flopped his set of 6s.
Yeah.
Let's see if he's.
And it looks like we got a check here by Ed. He's not going to fire.
Kenny's wondering, are my jacks good? Can I represent queens? Does he only have ace king? Kenny's going through the possible hands that Ed could have. Ed could have anything, unfortunately.
Well, in this case, it's ace 4, and he's going to bet.
He
You
looks
notice
like
how
he's
Ed
gonna
just
bet
shut
about-
down right away when Kenny
Looks like
called.
Kenny might bet about. Looks like he's cutting out chips for 1,000 at least. He's looking to maybe bet 1,200.
He's going to bet 1,100 here. 1,400. Well, he
1,400.
only has like 500 left.
He left
so.
himself with about 500, which kind of tells you something.
Yeah. And look at Jonas, like you said, he flopped the set. over
Jonas
there.
is really mad.
And Ed makes the call. Or he's going to check raise all in there.
No, he made
Oh,
the
he
call.
made the call with ace high. This pot is quickly $5,000. Ed needs to hit an ace here or a running 4s. This is unbelievable.
There's no running cards he can hit except 4s. He could hit the ace.
And Ed did check raise all in. Oh, and he picked up a draw. Kenny called. Ed could catch a 7 or an ace here. Here we go to the river. $5,000 right here. And the river's a jack, and Kenny's going to hit a set of jacks, and Ed is just kind of giving his money away right now.
He was running good there for a while. He started fast. He wanted to continue playing that way, see if he could pick up some more money.
Yep.
And Jonas is actually, now he's happy he didn't play the hand.
Right.
He would have gone broke. So sometimes when you think you were good, you weren't good. And sometimes it's best just to live another pot, especially with the sixes. And Kenny in there. When Kenny called that raise from Ed, you kind of know something's up. And that was a collection pot, so Kenny's going to pay the collection out of that. Mike's in the big blind. Ed now has the button. Garland will be first to act. Let's see if Garland picks up a hand he can play.
Well, we got pocket aces over here
Garland's
for
gonna
George
fold.
Giorgio.
Oh, pocket aces for George.
Yeah.
Garland's going to fold. He's got 9-7 offsuit. He's going to be out of there.
Better fold and pay the collection.
Oh, Kenny was first to act. Excuse me. Now let's see what George is going to do in sort of early position here with aces.
It looks like
Did
just
he just
a limp.
limped?
Looks like just a limp.
Well, in this kind of action table, would you take that chance? You might.
Well, he's not going to. Doesn't look like he's going to get the limp re-raise. I think Mike spilled over a
don't know if
bunch of
he's-
white chips over there in C4.
I don't know if maybe George isn't thinking that. Maybe George wants to get these action players in the pot, and he got the 3 action players. He's got Ed, Mike, and Adam.
Well, King Jack 7 here with a couple of diamonds. I assume George is going to follow through with a little.
He's going to
bet.
come out and
Doesn't
bet.
have
You would
the
think
ace
he's
of diamonds.
first. No. Okay, Adam's going to be first. Mike checks. Now George here could be tricky in check, but with a sort of a straight draw, flush draw, he's going to bet a little bit. The pot's not big enough though to bet a lot. He bets 300.
Yeah, and that's probably going to
That's
get
going
it
to get
done.
everybody out. George is like, dang.
Yep.
I had aces. Nobody hit a king. Nobody hit a jack. Nobody had a flush draw to go with me. He had the backdoor flush draw as well. George picks up a little pot of a few $100 with aces. Better to win a small pot than lose a big pot, right? That's what they say.
Hey, Paul.
But moves over here to C3 to Adam. Kenny Wynn has got the big blind here. And it's limped here, limped around. So George tried to play the cage, he just couldn't get the limp
He
re-raise.
didn't get anybody to call him. No, not really on the flop bet.
The funny thing is that, you know, if he puts a value raise in, everyone's coming in anyway, so why not just raise for value?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. Limped around here, 5 ways, and Jonas has got trip 8s.
Now Jonas is going to get some action here.
Jack 8-8. Now, does anybody have anything to call him with?
I don't see any jacks out there.
We have the flop up as Jack 9-8, but Jonas has flopped 3 8s, Jack 8-8. There we go. And it's just one of those things, Boston. You flop
No
trips,
action.
you wait for it, you bet out.
He's like, oh, he shows his 5.
I mean, why can't you have a hand like that with trip 8s and not have a Jack and just
That would be
wheel
great.
all the way down?
He would definitely go with you all the
Yeah,
way.
yeah.
Kenny, are you from Vietnam?
Yeah, it's funny, Dave and I, sometimes we don't play with each other that much because we're on a different schedule, but you said a little bit about it, that you and I actually got mixed up in a hand for the first time.
Yeah, we hadn't played the big pot like that in a while. And
You had a king high flush and I had an ace high flush.
Yeah, and I had also a draw to the straight flush.
Yeah.
So that's what sort of kept me in there. And it wasn't a huge pot. It was probably about $1,000 in the end. But I think I went all in. I think you stacked me, as they say.
Oh, there he is. Hashem?
But moves over here to seat 4.
I mean, I haven't won a pot. I don't know. Here.
Ed
Kev Matt
I-
says, Boston's trying to get Bart to be quiet to hear the table talk. To us.
Well, sometimes it's good to hear what they're saying out there. A lot of times they're not saying much, but if it's about the hand and they're trying to figure out what the other guy's saying, sometimes it can be really interesting.
Now, Adam has raised it up here with garbage. He's got queen 7. Now, the funny thing for here is if Ed calls him, he's in great shape.
Now, see, Ed said right before he bet, before he limped in, he said, I haven't won a pot. So Ed wants to play a pot here.
Well, all diamonds, and Ed's got a higher diamond draw. Will he chase with the 10 high? 9
He's
deuce
first
3.
to act.
And it goes check, check. Turn is a 6. Adam is still in the lead here with queen high. Check, check again. And the river here is an 8.
Adam would win it with queen high
Well,
here.
Ed is actually backed into a straight. He's got 710, and he's going to bet 300
yeah,
here.
look at that.
Yeah. He's going to bet 300 here. And luckily for Adam, he has nothing. He can just get rid of it.
Adam again he's going to call.
He called him with queen high.
Called him.
He called him with queen high. Unbelievable.
Adam must have. What do you if you're Adam, what do you put Ed on there?
Well, what can you win with a queen high?
You could win if he has 7-5 would have been a straight.
Right.
You can't really win much there.
I know.
Jack something. Jack
5 or
four.
something with a jack of diamond. I mean, it's tough to even manufacture a hand that you can win.
I think maybe the fact that they were giving Adam some crap about taking too much time, that time he just wanted to call Ed down and see what he had, see what he's playing. Because it's worth, sometimes you do that, sometimes it's worth $300.
Now, what is your name on 2+2? Boss Man, is that right?
I am Boss Man on 2+2.
Because Kevin Math did a little advertising saying that you have an Excel spreadsheet kind of giving a detailed description of the archives. If anyone wants to PM you, they can, right?
Sure, definitely.
Yeah.
I'll definitely email it out. It's not complete, but it would give somebody a start if they wanted to keep their own record. I stopped keeping up with the new shows a couple months ago, but I definitely will. If you want to PM me at Bossman at the 2+2 boards, I'd be happy.
Oh, look at this. Action flop. Ed's flop top and bottom. Barry's got a pair and a flush draw. Limped around. Barry's going to bet 240. Ed's got 2 pair. Let's see if Ed raises right away here. Ooh, he's going to slow
Ed's
play
just
it.
gonna call.
He just calls. Well, if Barry hits his flush here, he could win real big. Pot is $600 here to the
He
turn.
doesn't want to hit the 8 of... Oh, there's the 8.
Turn is an 8 of diamonds. And Barry's going to bet again, and I assume Ed is going to raise here. $500 bet. And there it is, a mini race.
Now he says, let's go up a little bit.
And I
He
think
could have just called, Barry said.
I think Barry can call here. I think by Ed raising the turn, you know he's got 2 pair, and if you hit your flush, you're going to get paid off big. And what if you hit a 9?
Well, with having the extra, having the 9, having the pair
Yeah.
with the flush draw, that actually makes it a lot better. If it was a dry flush draw, it'd be a little bit different.
And he makes the call. And this pot is quickly $2,500. Barry needs some help here on the river, and it does not come. The river's a 7.
Let's see what...
Oh, look at this. And Ed says,
Ed's gonna-
okay, because you're my friend, we'll check it down. And he's going to win it there.
And Barry's going to show that he had the flush draw with the pair.
We was talking about the concept of implied odds. Now, Barry bet Ed called on the flop. Pot was about 600. Barry bet 500. Ed made it 1,000. Now the pot's 2,100. 500 for Barry to call. He's getting almost 4-1 in true odds. Then you look at it, by Ed raising the turn, you know he's got probably a pretty big hand, probably
Something,
more than
yeah.
1 pair.
Definitely something.
Which means he's going to pay you off on the
And
river.
he's pretty deep at this point. He's actually got Barry covered, I think.
Yeah.
So that could have been a big hand that he hit. If the flush card had come, though, I don't know. I would rather have actually hit the jack in that situation.
Well, unfortunately for him, it wouldn't have been good, though.
Oh, because
The
he had
jack would-
aces, of
yeah,
course.
yeah,
Oh, that's
aces
right.
up.
That's right.
Yeah. So I think it's more of a thing with the 9.
Right.
Trips.
Hit the
Yeah.
9, yeah.
Or you just hope to hit the flush because, against normal competition, looks like they're going to chop this one up, I assume. Against normal competition, the flush is obvious when you make the flush at the end. But against Ed, if he's got a set that he was slow playing or 2 pair, he's not getting rid of it anyway.
However, there was that hand a couple weeks ago where Ed had a straight and Barry had the full house. Remember the deuce 9 full house?
Yeah.
And Ed had a straight. There was a flush draw. There was a full house. And Ed re-raised with his straight.
Yes, yes.
So it is possible that Ed will give you the action.
Right.
40 buy-in.
And that's actually when Trish got squashed in between.
Yes.
She kind of made one of the few mistakes I've ever seen her make on the show where she
had the
called with
ace-high
the nut flush.
Yeah, it was really difficult. It's a tough hand to get away from.
Yeah.
It was with 2 players calling like that. You got to figure somebody's got the full house.
Yeah.
Especially when Barry made it like 6,000 or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. Garland's still playing it pretty tight. He's out. Barry's on the button.
Yep, and he's got 84 offsuit, just gonna limp. Again, you wonder if Barry's a little bit timid of Jonas, doesn't want to raise because he knows Jonas is gonna call, and Jonas can just outplay him out of position.
Well, in that you're gonna defend that. Jonas is gonna usually defend that blind.
King Queen 5 here with a couple diamonds, both people miss. See, Barry would throw a continuation bet in there against most competition. Turns a 10, and Jonas is going to throw a little bet out there. And he shows a 10. He's got the 10 face up, and Barry calls.
Barry has the 4 of diamonds.
Yeah.
Diamond.
The river is an 8, and Barry now makes a pair.
But he can't beat the pair of 10s that Jonas has showing.
But look at this. Jonas bets. Actually, Jonas didn't show the 10. He actually showed the 7.
Oh, he did?
That makes
Okay.
more sense. Jonas bet 50 on the river, and Barry called. So that's what happened. Because I was like, how the hell does Barry call the river when he's showing a 10 up? But he showed the 7, and Barry hit the pair there at the end. This has got to be one of the best nights we've had so far. It's incredible so far.
This is a great night of poker. The lineup is so good here. I mean, this is a lineup of a lot of regulars who are action players. This is the kind of lineup you want. I mean, with Ed, Adam, Mike, Jonas. I mean, then you got your guys lying in the wait like Kenny, Garland, Trish. I mean, they're just waiting to pick up a better hand. They would love to get involved.
$230 raise here by Mike with ace-10 of spades. And he's going to take it down there. Again, Garland's played, what, 2 hands tonight?
I think so.
Aces and limped in with ace-queen that he didn't even get to see the flop
He
with.
didn't get, he folded.
Right.
Yeah. But he's still up over $1,100.
And Adam, Adam's poking around there. I think Adam might be...
Adam's about even, I think.
Yeah,
he
he's
bought in
probably
for
even.
5, didn't he?
Yeah.
So he's maybe a little below 5. And Kenny won that big hand with the jack, so he's up. Mike's in the straddle.
Yeah, Mike's going to straddle here. Doesn't look like there's a whole lot out there for hands. Barry's going the speed limit over there with 5s. George Giorgio with 4s. Trish with deuces. 3 pocket pairs here in this hand.
These are those little pairs that people like to play and see the flop.
Wow, Barry's going to raise with 5s from up front. Makes it 280 here.
Well, he's one off the cutoff, so he's going to be in position if he can buy the button.
Well, George folds. I guess George must not be playing that deep. And so does Trish. Now, it's surprising that Trish folded deuces, because I had to tell you, if I'm deep enough, I'm making that call against Barry Woods. I hope he has a high pair.
Ace-7.
Yeah. So here we go. These two heads up. Oh, look at this. Trip 7s for Mike. Let's see how he's going to play it.
It's good they lose.
Check here by Mike.
Now, will Barry make the continuation bet against Mike?
Well, no, I think he will. And the funny thing is that even if Mike check raises him, Barry still might call with a 5, thinking Mike's full of it.
Mike's on a flush draw or something at that point.
Barry's going to bet 500 here. I would actually maybe have liked to have seen Mike maybe throw a little bet out there right away, because I don't think Barry would have gone anywhere. Now if Mike check raises, Barry might just get rid of it.
Looks like Mike is going to
he's going to make it 1,500.
Raises it $1,000.
Remember, these two have a long checkered history.
Now, Mike has been recently check-raising his monster hands.
Absolutely. That's why I said maybe changed up and bet.
Yeah. He does do that, so that kind of... I'm still hurting from a hand a couple weeks ago where he flopped a set of 5s to my aces and stacked me for about 3,500. Kind of hurt.
Again, if Barry had a queen here or had an overpair, there's no way he's going anywhere. He's still thinking about calling here. That's why I think it almost lets him off the hook.
Well, what does
when
he
Mike
think?
check
What does
raised.
he think? Does he think Mike has? What could he possibly have here? If he's got a queen, he's got him beat. He folds.
Yeah.
He can't do much with pocket 5s there. Mike's not going to show.
Yeah.
Not the ace-7. And he says, I'm not going to show any more hands. Let's hold Mike to that and see if he does.
Well, he doesn't like to show his big hands, remember.
No,
he likes
he
to
does
show
not.
his bluffs.
He likes to show a really well-timed bluff.
Yeah.
And that one was an ace-7 offsuit. He doesn't want to show that. 240 before the flop. He doesn't want to show.
Again, like I said, though, I think he almost let Mike off the hook. I mean, he let Barry off the hook a little bit, because if he bets out, I don't think Barry goes anywhere. I think he at least calls, but by check raising, he just let Barry get away from it. Barry's going to pick a better spot,
Yeah, but if Barry did have a big hand there, then Mike would have made more money. So it's you got to switch it up. You got to switch it up. One time do it, the other time not. Change it around a little bit. But Mike is check raising with his monster hands a lot these days on the flop.
And it's more of a pattern where he's betting his draw. So when he bets, he really doesn't have anything big.
We got a flop straight here. Mike flopped a straight.
Yep. And Trish here has got 9-10. She's got a pair and a straight draw. She's going to bet. She bets 140. And if Adam comes in here,
going to come in with Jack Deuce of diamonds.
Let's see if Mike check raises.
Trying to hit his gut shot. He also has a backdoor flush draw. But now what does Mike do here? You flop the nuts at this point. He's got 2 players in the hand.
Yeah, he's not going to poke around. Well,
I think
did
he just called. His mom's in the hand.
Yeah, he's going to raise.
Oh, he did
up.
raise. Okay.
He doesn't like to slope. And look at this. His mom calls in between.
And
so
Adam
does
calls.
Adam. Adam needs a 10 or running diamonds. Quickly, $1,000 pot. Well, the turn's a 3.
No help there. Mike's in position. No. Actually, Trish
is in position. Mike's going to bet again.
600, it looks like.
Yeah, it looks like. Well, actually, a $500 bet. $500 bet here on the turn. Now, remember, it's funny because Trish and his mom, they don't necessarily play heads up, but they do play hard against each other when someone else is in the hand.
They will play to the river, and if somebody else is in the hand, they'll play.
Yeah.
Definitely. And Mike is wondering why he couldn't get paid more with his flop straight.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, nobody had anything. Hopefully, he was hoping
It
maybe
shows it
somebody
there.
had Queen Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Showed it to his mom. Yeah, yeah.
So Mike's not showing his hands lasted all of one hand.
Yeah. No, I'm saying like it's kind of a pattern where, you know, he went through a couple different stages where, remember when Mike used to really be an action player and was really good for the game. Now he's
Yeah.
really improved. But then he started like 6 months ago to really play it backwards where he wasn't making the most of his big hands, taking advantage of the fact that people thought he was bluffing. Then he started again, but now it seems like he's check raising most of his really big hands.
Yeah, if he flops a set, he's probably going to check raise.
Yeah.
Looks like it's down to the same three.
And Adam is going to raise, Adam's going to raise it with Jack Deuce here to 300. And Trisha's got King Queen of Diamonds. She calls. And we're heads up, $600 pot.
Now she's out of position here. She might be able to hit the flop.
Well, Adam outflops her with the deuce.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot going on that flop.
For King Queen, 10 Deuce 5.
Didn't Adam just play Jack Deuce? Wasn't that the previous
Last
hand?
hand.
Maybe that's his favorite hand.
And he is going to take it down. You know, it's funny.
I can't resist. He loves to jack off. But bump.
Jack Deuce offsuit. You know, when you said that Mike stacked you with a set of fives,
Yeah.
I got to tell you, I would be more apt to fold, even an overpair, one pair, to Mike if he makes a big check raise on the flop. I might get away from it.
It was a
because-
difficult hand. I had aces, and the flop came 5-3 deuce.
Yeah,
So I thought that maybe he was check raising with 4-5,
yeah.
with the top pair and a straight draw, and so I thought maybe he was just trying to get me off the hand because he just sort of min raised me.
Yep.
And so I raised him back, and then that started a war, and I couldn't get away from the aces at that point.
Adam's going to open raise here to 240 with 6-4 offsuit. Mike's got a little suited connector. He calls with deuce 3 of diamonds. And these two are going to go at it, looks like once again here.
Garland won't call here with the ace-9
Yeah.
offsuit.
Now Mike is in position here, and here we go. How many times is Adam going to try to bluff Mike? $700 pot to the
Oh.
flop, and Mike's got trip deuces. Now Adam has not flopped anything, but he's going to make the continuation bet right into it. He bets 340, and now Mike doesn't slow play. He's going to pop it up right away.
Let's see. I don't know if I would have done that because Adam's firing all 3 bullets tonight.
You know, it's
So-
an interesting point. We talk about the power of fast playing. Would you raise here to try to get Adam to fire back at you with air, though? Is that what might happen here?
See, no, Adam's going to fold because it's Mike.
Yeah.
See, if I'm Mike, I would have actually let Adam. I would have called thinking, you got nothing, I got nothing. Let's see if we can hit the turn. Play it a little cagey there. I would have played a little cagey as Mike there.
Just because he just continues to bluff. He
But see,
continues to
again,
bluff
they
back.
haven't seen all the hands that Adam's been doing that with tonight.
Yeah.
We've seen it that Adam's been firing all 3 bullets on like 3 or 4 hands in the first hour and a half of the show.
Yeah.
So
Like I said, though, I don't mind the play by Mike changing it up a little bit. You would never put him on a deuce there when
Never
he
would.
raises right away. He's going to stack Adam there if Adam has an overpair. If he's got kings or aces, it's all in.
I think
There's-
if Adam had ace-7 there or 8-7,
Yeah.
he might
Yeah.
have got some more money out of it.
It looks like Garland's picked up pocket kings in the small blind, and Adam has raised. Is Garland going to play it cagey? Now, Adam's made it with ace-3, and he just calls.
Calls.
And that's got to send out alarm signals to Barry Woods. He's got queen-10 offsuit.
See, Garland here is going to see that hopefully that the flop doesn't come with an ace, and then he'd be more comfortable playing the hand.
Well, I think you play it as a check raise, or you just check call and continue to let Adam try to bluff at it.
Did you see the high stakes poker the other night?
I did, yeah.
Where Doyle slow played those kings the entire pot? It was a very interesting way to play the kings there. Let's see what happens.
500 here to the flop, queen 9-5, and Barry would have gotten involved here. I assume Garland's going to play this either for a check raise. How is he going to play it? $400 bet here by Adam.
Checked.
Yep, Adam bet 400.
Now Garland's thinking. Now is Garland's probably going to say he's got to try to figure out here what
Look at him blink. Man, he's all over the place
he
there.
wants to.
And there it is.
Now Adam's got to know that Garland has a big hand. He's played 2 hands all
Right,
night.
no, Adam's not going to try to bluff Garland.
Yeah, Garland takes it down.
And look at the turn. The turn was an ace. Can you imagine if Adam took a card
Ooh.
there?
Boy.
Wow.
Well, I don't. Well, yeah, I guess he could have because Garland checked to him.
Yeah.
Garland takes it down. Is up about $1,600-1,700. Played
Yeah.
3 hands. That's pretty good. It's a good average. If I could win $500-600 a hand, that'd be all right.
Email here from Jim Dolce saying, "Where is Dave? Dave is in Vegas." Las Vegas. He's going to be back here on Monday.
Dave could not get enough of Vegas.
Yeah.
He loves Vegas.
He's in a helicopter with Danny Lograno today, and he went horseback riding with Ken and James. Adam is raised up here again with 9 deuce offsuit. And he's going to take it down. Almost halfway through the show already.
Wow, it's going fast. There's a lot of hands, a lot of pots. Got a lot of chip movement on this table tonight. There's a lot of different things going on. A lot of various styles of poker being played. A lot of interesting styles. Those people just lying in the wait. Again, Garland's up. George hasn't really had much yet. Jonas hasn't been as involved as I thought he might be, especially when he likes to play in late position. He hasn't done a lot of that tonight. Adam's going to come in again.
Ace-8 offsuit. Going to raise it up to 240 again.
Adam's taking advantage here. Ed and Mike are both away from the table. So, in a sense, Adam could be table captain at this point.
Absolutely. Now, Barry's going to call with Queen 10 of diamonds. George is not going to get involved with Queen Jack hearts. Like I said, it doesn't look like George is playing that deep over there. And Jonas is in there with 3-5. So here we go, about a $700 pot. And Barry Woods flops the nuts.
Flops the nuts. Always a good thing.
And he's in position.
Is Jonas in there?
Yeah, Jonas is in
Jonas
there with 3-5.
Is he going to take a stab at bluffing here?
I can't imagine.
He's going to bet out. No, he hasn't checked yet. Oh,
yeah,
he did.
check.
Okay.
And Adam checked as well.
We can check one more time.
And there are a lot of action killers that can come for Barry. He's going to bet the nuts here. Bets 400. This time Adam chooses not to bluff into it.
It's a rainbow board here, so the other players have to figure that Barry actually has a pretty good hand. Or you could think he's trying to steal.
Is Adam going to make a move here? I see him playing with his chips. He's going to check raise Barry, and Barry's got the nuts.
Barry leans back instantly.
Yeah.
And is now pondering, how do I... Now, this is the moment where you think, how do I get my chips into... How do I get this guy's chips?
Adam has check raised, it looks like 800... Is 1,000 more.
1,000 more.
Well, I think you probably just smooth call here.
Now Barry's playing the, I don't know if I have a hand.
Yep.
But he's really thinking, what does Adam have, and does he have enough to where I can get my money in the pot? Should I re-raise here or not?
It's a $2,000 pot, 1,000 for him to call. I think you probably just call here.
I would smooth call.
Hope an action killer doesn't come.
You hope like a 3 or 4 comes, and then Adam has to lead out again.
And Barry is going to call.
He reluctantly calls. Now, if you're Adam, you would maybe pick up on this a little bit.
One more. And this pot is quickly $3,000. Adam almost has no chance to win this.
What are we rooting for, like
full
a
house.
3 of spades?
Well, now he picks up a pair.
Well, it's a little bit of, it could have given a straight.
Well, if you got Queen 10, you're already there, though, right?
No, I'm saying Adam, in terms of Barry, thinking he could have picked up the same hand, perhaps.
Wow, and look at this. Adam checks and Barry fires here, $1,500 into a $3,000 pot.
Adam's got to be done with this, don't you think? I mean,
that move to check raise the flop was just to see if he could get Barry off of something.
He wanted, again, Adam likes, and he's going to count out his chips.
I can't imagine that he's going to do anything here.
Maybe he's thinking if a club comes on the
end,
he
makes the call. Oh my, and it's an $8,000 pot
now,
here.
If a club comes
to the river, and the river is a jack, it pairs the board.
It's a club as well.
It is a club.
So now I figured this. Adam's going to use this as a scare card, thinking that maybe he picked up.
It's actually a $6,000 pot. Got a little ahead of myself.
Adam's got about $2,400. He's trying to think, do I have enough? Can I use this jack as a scare card? If I had a set, I have a full house.
No way Barry's going anywhere. He's going to get 4-1 at the end.
For $2,200 or 20, maybe it looks like 25. A little less than 25. He didn't leave himself enough for the bluff at the end.
Yeah, he didn't have enough.
See, this is one of those cases where you want to think out the rest of the hand if you're going to make that call on the turn.
He checks
and he checks.
And Barry moves in, and I love the move. No worry about backdoor clubs, and Adam folds.
No worry about the set because he would have raised before then.
Oh, I mean, come on. I mean, the guy's got $2,500 left. The pot's $6,000. I'm not gonna. It's a pussy ass move if you check Queen 10 there at the end with those stacks.
Oh no, you wouldn't check. No, he can't check that at the end.
But I've seen people do it though.
Adam made a mistake there. He needed to think about the rest of the hand after Barry called his $1,000, which I don't mind that. They're trying to take the pot away because he's an aggressive player.
Right.
But once Barry calls and then you check to him on the turn, and then he bets $1,500, you really have to think out the rest of the hand. That if you're going to try to make that move, if the card comes on the end, that you have enough to do that. And he didn't really have. He realized, counting his chips at the end there, he didn't have enough money to get Barry off any kind of hand.
And Garland's got ace king, and he's going to make it 300 to go. Adam is straddled over here in seat 3. We can't see his cards. He blew through about half his stack there on that hand. And Barry Muck's pocket 6s there.
Yeah, he lost a little over 3,000 on that hand.
Yeah.
And again, it's one of those cases where which players do you want to play against?
And Adam has pocket 5s here. So and look at this. Ed's going to call with queen 4. That brings Adam in. It's a $900 pot. Garland the preflop raiser with ace king, and Adam's good here with 5s. How is Garland going to play it? Do you take a card here? You got overs and a gut shot.
He's in position, so let's see if everybody checks to him whether he makes a continuation bet.
I might, if I'm playing like Garland, I might just take a card here. I got overs. I got a gut shot to the queen.
Try to hit the offsuit queen. Hope it's not a diamond.
If you bet here, Ed might call you with 8-9. You have no idea where you're at.
Or maybe you pick up the queen of diamonds. You have the king of diamonds.
But it looks like he's going to bet anyways.
He's going to make the continuation bet.
He's going to use his image. He's going to bet 800. And that might get it done.
Look
It
at that.
does. Garland.
Way to go, Garland.
Yeah. The nice little continuation bet there makes it. And look at this, running kings. King and a king there. So he would have been good anyways.
And he had the king of diamonds, so it would have been all right.
Yep.
Garland coming down from the Bay Area. He's got a San Francisco shirt on. Comes down about once a month to play here on Live at the Bike.
He's a math teacher. I didn't even know that. Teaches high school math. Here we go with another chip count here. $52,000 on the table. Mike in the lead with 11,000. Barry with 10,000. Adam down to 2. Let's take a look at the differences. Can he win up that one hand?
3,500 on the one. Garland's still up about 1,200. He just pulled in another couple hundred, so he's probably up about 14.
And Ed's kind of quickly bleeding down here.
And Adam's down $3,000 as well.
Yeah,
and he mostly lost that on. Well, now was that before the last hand or not?
Yeah, that was before the last hand. Garland's up to about $2,000 now.
So Adam's actually down another 3,000 from that. So.
Well, no, he's down another couple hundred from the last hand with Garland with the ace king.
Okay.
Yeah.
From the last, yeah.
And Ed's got ace king here, and he flops a king.
Nobody else really has anything else.
Now, did Ed raise it? Who raised it pre-flop?
Now, see, here's Jonas on the button with his little 6-7 offsuit that he likes to play. But he's not hit the flop at all.
And Ed has checked ace-king here twice. And everybody's checked. And the river's a queen. Ed never bet the ace-king. Jonas was the pre-flop raiser. He took 2 cards on the flop and on the turn. Ed has never bet ace-king, and he checked it again.
Perhaps he's hoping that
And
one
look
of
at this
these
now.
guys-
Jonas is going to try to bluff at it. It's funny. If you check it the whole way through, I actually don't necessarily mind the check on the river by Ed. Try to get Jonas to bluff at it.
He was hoping they would bluff at some point during the hand. He just had to wait a lot longer than he thought.
He calls.
He's only going to call because the queen on the river there paired the board, and he's not sure about that. And Ed takes
everyone's
it
like,
down.
wow.
Wow, he's checked it all the way.
Yeah.
Nice hand.
With king-queen out there, I mean, it was a rainbow board. I don't mind one check to see if it's possible, but then on the turn, I would definitely want to bet.
Right, you might check to check raise Jonas if he was the pre-flop raiser.
It was also a collection pot, so he might have been trying to keep the pot small so he didn't have to pay collection. But in the end, Jonas bet 500, so Ed will have to pay the collection on that pot. Trish has the button, so that means Mike will be straddling.
Oh, my new DVDs from Netflix have come in.
Hey,
All
good
right.
for you. What'd you get? Oh, V for Vendetta?
V for Vendetta, the real Cancun.
The real
and Michael Moore
Only
hates America.
Bart's going to go home tonight.
Yep.
He's going to have a little fun with the real Cancun.
Are you familiar with that?
That's like the key. That's like what is it?
Like a
Girls
Girls
Gone,
Gone
Wild,
Wild movie,
Light.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
Girls Gone Wild, White Light. That's pretty
It's a
funny.
reality movie.
That's great. I love
I
it.
meant to see it in the theaters 3 years ago. I never got a chance to.
Now, V for Vendetta was a pretty interesting movie. See, we don't have much of a flop here.
Jack 9-9 here.
There's a queen for
Yeah,
Adam.
turns a queen. And he's going to bet, he's going to bet 300. He's going to take it down. Familiar with Michael Moore Hates America? It's by a guy that tried to do a low-budget documentary, kind of Michael Moore style, but showing how Michael Moore is the actual hypocrite and how he warps
his movies
Yeah.
to say what he wants to say.
Yeah, it doesn't really support the real evidence.
I hadn't heard of that movie, but I remember Roger and Me from when I was in
Right.
college, and
Right.
we loved that movie back then. Michael Moore's he's a little over the edge, but it's
Yeah.
entertaining. If you take everything at you can't take everything you see for truth. You have to do your own investigation. I would caution anybody in this day and age to listen to any one person on anything.
Right.
You have to get a double opinion.
Well, supposedly the biggest thing about that is they go and try to interview Michael Moore, and he acts in the way that the people that he tries to interview in the movie. Yeah,
He's
exactly.
like, don't interview me. I don't want to be seen.
Right.
Yeah, don't say anything bad about me.
It's kind of funny. Pocket Queens over here for Mike, and he's in the big blind. Well, George Giorgio's got King Queen here in seat 9.
But he's not going to play it.
Actually, excuse me, that is Jonas.
Oh,
King
Jonas,
Queen.
okay.
And he is going to race.
I don't. George doesn't normally play the 2040, does he? I think he's more of a
Sometimes he
10-20
does.
guy. Does he step up once in a while?
Yeah, sometimes he doesn't. Look at this. Adam's got pocket 6s here.
Due time.
It's a $180 race. Oh, look at this, and Adam's going to push with 6s.
Now, is Mike going to... Mike's not going to insta-call here. He's going to think about it.
He's going to try to milk it a little
Jonas is in the hand as well.
bit. He's going to milk it.
Jonas doesn't have much of it. Mike has Jonas really dominated here.
No, once Mike calls here, Jonas is going to easily fold, I'm
Looks
sure.
like about 1,200 for Adam. And Mike, unless Adam gets really lucky, Mike's going to stack
And Mike
Adam
called.
here.
Mike called. And Adam's going to need to hit a 6 here.
Are they going to... Mike doesn't run it, I don't think, right?
I don't think they're going to run it on this
I don't
one.
think Adam runs it either.
It's going to be about a $4,000 pot here. Here we go to the flop. Ace-10 deuce here. Adam needs running diamonds or a 6. Oh, the turn's a diamond. Here we go to the river. Oh, the river's a 10. Oh, that's going to be the worst, though, when you look at that and the guy catches a flush draw on the turn.
That would be so horrible. That is the worst feeling. Mike would have definitely ripped his queens up there.
Yeah.
He would have ripped those B's in half. Definitely.
And is Adam going back for more?
Adam's buying in again. We don't know exactly for how much yet. We'll get that count here in a minute. Mike's up another couple thousand there.
Yeah.
Well, that was about $1,200 of Adam's money. So
Yeah.
plus that 180 that Jonas bet. So about a $1,400 win for Mike there.
If I'm calling, I can be pocket 2.
This is fantastic.
George playing it pretty close to the vest.
Somebody had King Jack of Diamonds that mucked it from. I couldn't quite. Maybe it's Kenny Wynn there in seat 5. Well, and Ab's going to buy in here for $2,200. Did you ever see the real Cancun?
No.
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 Interesting.
But I did. I just got an HD TiVo, and and there was a show on HD Net called Bikini Destinations. It's basically a show that they have these 4 or 5 models go to anywhere in the world, and they just sort of lounge around in bikinis while they show you. They faux show you. Here's the island. Here's you want to go out for nightlife and all of that. It's more like here's the girls in bikinis.
I'll kind of say I thought it was interesting that real Cancun is actually, besides I guess you could say Jackass, one of the few what has become a reality movie. There isn't really a genre of reality movie.
Well, this one was one of the first, and it kind of sort of failed. So Hollywood was kind of like, I guess we won't be doing that.
Yeah.
Save reality for television.
Yeah. Gary Woods has raised it up here with a couple of 7s. George Giorgio's called with pocket 4s. Trish is in there with pocket 8s.
Got some pocket pairs, 3 pocket pairs again here.
Adam is also called. Ed's in there with a suited queen.
Let's root for set over set over set.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. About a $1,300 pot.
And nobody.
No one's got a seat.
Nobody hits a set.
And it looks like Trish is in the lead here with 8s. Now Adam's got overs and a gut shot here with King 10.
Trish's going to take a stab here. She
She's
does.
going to bet with 8s. She's going to bet. She bets 300 into about a.
Just call and that puts you in for 800.
I was going to say I thought it was an $1,100
Was it a
pot.
limped pot?
No, Barry raced it to 200.
And he didn't hit his set, so he's out. Figured
Adam
somebody
is
had
called.
hit the ace or the jack. Adam's on a gut shot.
Yeah, he's got overcards as well.
But does he know that? That's what, does he think?
Turns
Now,
an ace.
well, here's an interesting opportunity.
Well, hey, it cost me a big when you hit the queen jack club hand?
So I think that the pot right now is about $1,700, and Trish is going to continue to bet. She's going to bet 800. And Adam's done with it.
That second ace coming out can help Trish a little bit there. And just in terms of game theory odds, you got to figure at that point that the guy doesn't have another ace, or
Right.
that he doesn't have the ace. And then if you bet it out that perhaps he's going to fold and you'll win with your underpair, nobody would believe that Trish. They would believe that she had 8s there, but the way she played it like she had a much stronger hand.
Well, she would bet out with an ace the same way if she had called with ace
she
king.
could use her image there. She used it very well in that hand.
Adam's got Jack 10 of hearts over here in seat 3.
Players like Trish can do that. Trish, Kenny, Garland, they can sometimes make those plays with marginal hands and get away with it because of their image.
Ed makes it 240 to go with Queen 5 of clubs. Adam calls. And here, again, you know, I really like Mike's game, but I sometimes wonder, because he will make a lot of calls with raises, with ace rag. It seems like it's just timing, and that he's lucky that he hasn't lost a lot of money with it, because I haven't really seen him fold an ace.
I've heard you say that before. He likes to take a lot of flops with those and see if he can hit the 2 pair.
But I gotta tell you, I haven't seen him fold a weak ace, though. Like,
no,
he's
you
never
have.
come up.
Oh, see here, he hit something here on the flop.
9-7-5, all diamonds. He's actually got the best hand now. Now, Ed flops a pair of 5s.
Now, can Adam stay? No, he can't stay in with the gut shot because it's all diamonds.
$250 bet here by Ed. Mike quickly calls. Turns a deuce. Mike is still in the lead here with ace-7.
Now, Ed's the kind of guy, he's probably going to fire out one more time here, thinking that maybe Mike called him with just a diamond.
And Ed checks, and Mike's going to bet. He's going to
Mike's
bet
gonna
400,
bet.
and Ed calls.
Ed calls.
Over a $1,500 pot to the river. The river's a 6, and I would imagine this one might go check here.
Okay, let's make 500.
Wow, and Ed's going to bet 500 here, and Mike doesn't buy it.
Mike calls at that point. The pot's too big.
Yeah. I mean, Ed gave Mike about 4-1. If Ed actually came out and bet a real bet on the river, it really would have put Mike
If
to
he
the
had bet
test.
like 1,500
Yeah,
or
2,000, something like that.
He could have believed that maybe hit the straight with the because he had the 8 there. He could have had the 8. But when Ed kind of went, let's make it 500.
Right.
Mike's going to call that.
Now, have you had the luxury of playing with Ed?
Why the hell did
I've played with Ed, yes, a
Yeah.
couple times in the 10-20 game.
3 goddamn diamonds out on the flop?
I don't think he flopped the flush. I just wasn't feeling it.
Yeah, Mike said he didn't believe he flopped a flush there. He just wasn't sure what he had. He didn't know if he was good. But again, there you say, Mike had the ace-7 offsuit and picked up the hand.
Okay.
Again, you can email us at live@thebike or check out the thread at 2+2.
160.
See what's going on.
$160 raise here by Mike with ace-deuce. Now, Garland is on the button with king-queen suited. He's deep now. I think it's time for him to strap some balls on and make that call, but he doesn't.
Well, how much was the raise?
160. I mean, Garland's got like almost 4,000 in front of him now.
Again, and you had position.
Yeah,
I might
yeah.
have taken a flop there just to see if I could get lucky. But sometimes, you don't want to play the hand after if you didn't.
And look
oh
at
my
this, he would
God.
have flopped top 2. Now, it's all spades.
But see, that would have slowed him down.
Yeah,
because
but I
you
mean,
got
I
top
think
two,
you still
but
continue on, though.
let's see if somebody can represent here.
I mean, there is something to the mantra that if you don't play any hands, no one's ever going to give you action,
That's true. If you're too tight.
Mike is going to bet 330 here with ace high with the deuce of spades, and he shows the ace.
Who is it that we've seen in the past like that? Kirk? Kirk doesn't get a lot
Kirk
of
is
action.
just, I mean, that's
he
just
doesn't
crazy.
get a lot of
yeah,
action.
Yeah.
A few other guys that when they bet, you're not going to get a lot of action. I think Hobbs sometimes doesn't get a lot of action. Barry's on the button. Jonas has the big blind again here. Let's see what happens. Ed's on the phone, which he knows he's not supposed to do, but he's going to limp in. Mike limps in.
This thing is broken. There's no raise for your flop?
Garland may come in the limp. Nope, he had 10 jack. I might have come in on the limp there in the cutoff with 10 jack. Barry's wondering what to do here. Barry has 6-7 offsuit. It's a limped pot. He's probably going to at least come in, see what he can do. George is going to look at his cards. It's only 20 more bucks. Now let's see if Jonas is going to raise and try to get these limpers money. He's got 3-4. And I don't think he did. I think he just checked it.
6 players.
Let's go to the flop, see what happens. Everybody's got kind of mixed up hands here. King, 10. So let's see, George actually Ed has the pair of queens in seat 2. So he has the best hand. He's going to bet 500, hoping that nobody has a king. And George is the only one that has a hand that might call him, but he doesn't have a kicker. It's Ed. I fold.
I'm going to watch your archives. I'm going to be really mad if you lie to me. Can you beat this hand?
Jonas having a good time with Ed. Turning over his 3-4, saying, I'm going to check the archives. You got this hand beat. Of course, the only hand that Ed could have there is 3-deuce. Or maybe 4-3 offsuit.
One of these days you will draw a set of
No, he
cards
doesn't.
and
He takes
come
down the
after
hand.
and see if I'm bluffing or not.
One of these days, like when I have ace-8 and you got queen-jack?
Barry,
Was that yesterday?
shut up, moron.
Little friendly talk going on the table there between Ed and Jonas. These guys play with each other all the time, almost every day. They're not afraid to take each other's money, but they're definitely going to be friendly to each other and tease each other back and forth. Little machismo going on. Looks like Mike's going to raise it. Oh, he just called.
Amanda sent a card.
Adam has pocket tens here in the, what is he, in the straddle position. So Adam's got tens in the straddle. That's a pretty good hand in the straddle. Mike just limped in. Barry has king 8. He might limp in for the straddle. He does.
Yeah, you wonder if Adam might push here when it comes
Well,
back to him.
I don't know if Adam's looked at his cards
There we
yet.
go. He has to.
I'm actually part French too.
But with these many players in and you have pocket tens in early position,
I've been to the Paris.
did Adam just...
No, he just limped in. Maybe he wasn't in the straddle. Yeah, it was Ed in the straddle.
Oh, I'm sorry. Ed was in the straddle.
Ed was in the straddle. Jack deuce 8 here, all spades, and Mike's flopped the flush.
Fox flopped.
Mike
King
has
high
flopped the
flush.
king high flush. Let's see if he's going to bet out.
Michael, don't do it. Michael, don't do it.
And-
I'll turn around.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
he checks.
Ed says, Michael, don't bet. Don't bet, Michael.
And Barry's just going to make a move here with king 8.
I would.
He's going to bet 340.
Now, Ed said that because he has a deuce and hoping he might hit another deuce on the turn.
Oh,
Maybe
wow.
he was
Is
good.
Adam going to call with pocket 10s without the 10 of spades?
It'd be a lot different if Adam had the 10 of spades, though,
Yeah.
don't you think? You could actually maybe play this hand, but...
Or you can just wait 10 minutes, call one of your friends.
Trust me, it's better your ace 8 offsuit.
Now, Mike here, of course, is sitting on second nuts, so he's just waiting to see what happens. He just winked.
He's going to call, and I assume that Mike is going to check raise here.
Would you do that, or would you just... He's going to raise.
And again, indicative of another powerful hand. We haven't really seen check raise bluffs from Mike. They're just monsters. He's going to make it $900.
$900.
And if Adam calls here, he is virtually drawing dead to running full house cards.
I don't think that either of them are really going to call. I mean, if you think about it. I mean, now, Barry's played with Michael enough, don't you think, to know that this bluff is not... Well, he has a pair of 8s, but... Now, if he had an 8s with the king of spades, which he can't have because Mike has, then it would be a little different story. But it's $900, Barry.
I got top pair with no front. Doesn't matter either way.
He's totally lying. He doesn't have... Well, he's not completely lying. He said he had top pair, which he doesn't.
And as you can see, if Adam makes this call, it looks like he's going to get stacked unless he gets really lucky.
Well,
If you have a draw, we can make it draw.
let's see what they're saying.
Mike just said if you have a draw, we can make a deal. That's what Mike just told Adam.
Now, Adam lost the big pot, 10 minutes ago to Mike? So sometimes when you get to that position, you want to win your money back, and especially from the same guy. So sometimes you really would like to have that. But he just...
Show him the 9 of spades.
Mike says, do you want to see one? He's going to show him.
He shows them the king of
Wow.
spades. Well, that's going to be, interesting because you don't know if Mike has just a high spade draw. I got to tell you, when Mike usually shows one cards, he usually has the goods as well.
Yeah, he's trying to get action here.
Yeah.
He wants Adam to call. He knows Adam doesn't have the ace of spades. So he knows he has the best hand.
I don't mind either way. Wow.
Adam shows his hand. Huh, Mike says.
I really don't care either way.
Look at all those white chips he has. He doesn't give a shit. And you look at his watch.
Jonas.
Live right now? You want the action or you want the product?
Honestly, it doesn't matter either way.
Hey,
Well, there's the look of a guy that wants a call.
This is a perfect example here. Mike is...
If I flop the king high flush, I probably wouldn't raise it.
A
Oh!
little reverse psychology.
That's all the information.
That is a total tell. I would muck those 10s instantly. Mike says that if I flopped a king high flush, I probably wouldn't have raised that much.
And Adam is out.
And Mike is out. That's a little too much information,
Yeah.
I think, from Mike there. If Adam was savvy enough, he might have picked up on that. And if you're watching,
Oh man, I actually saw what happened in the rabbit cam.
Oh.
The turn was a 10 and the river was a jack.
oh,
And I'm not kidding
wow.
you. That absolutely insane.
That would have set Mike off.
Well, yeah. The turn was a 10 and the river was a jack.
Now, Adam doesn't have a whole lot of money left, I don't think. He only has, I can't quite tell how much he has, but maybe $1,000 or so. Yeah, thank you, Isaac. Yeah, it looks like he's only got $800. Yeah, with another little 100 in his hand. So he didn't have a lot of money there.
Well, and again, I mean, he doesn't get to play the game he wants to play now when he doesn't have any money because he can't bluff anymore.
Yeah, he does. He can't push anybody around. So
He
gotta
was
actually,
looking for the limp push on that hand and he didn't get it.
He's got to change his strategy now. He's got to now switch to the short stack play. He's got less than $1,000 in a 20-40 blind game.
Okay, before
And
I called a raise with 3 deuce of diamonds. Flop came deuce 2-7.
no, actually, isn't it? Adam is straddling. Now, see, when you're less than $1,000, you wouldn't necessarily want to straddle, would you?
No, I would definitely limp in with a big hand here and hope that Adam might just push with any 2 cards here. I'm serious. I mean, that's what the mode he's in. I think he might push in a straddle.
I don't mind straddling to create the action, but when you're getting a little short chip, you might want to change it up just a little bit or pull more money out.
Yeah, Jonas, it's funny. Jonas just folds Jack 9 on the button because he says, I hate the short stack. And it's true. I mean, that is why, and he just said it's either a raise for him or a fold with Jack 9. He can't just call because Adam is on the short stack. Now, Ed looks like he has completed, and Adam checks.
And they've got low cards, both of them, so they each need each other's cards to make a straight. So let's see what happens.
Here we go to the flop. 10-6 deuce here on the flop. No one has anything yet.
Well, Adam picked up a gut shot. He needs
Check, turns a deuce.
a 4. They're just going to check this down probably.
Adam is good with it.
Ed shows his cards to Adam.
Yeah, it's open poker. This is a different kind of
Open
poker.
poker.
That's nice for Adam. He's about to bet.
I don't know if Ed just mucked it there just completely, or if thinking he couldn't win at all, or if Adam maybe bet a couple chips and Ed
I
folded.
gotta tell you, all the viewers out there, all the subscribers, we've been kind of light on the emails. Only gotten about 8 or 9 emails tonight.
Well,
Keep
come
them
on, what's
coming.
the
Live
problem?
at thebike.com.
You a master fortune.
What's the problem? Email us. Let us know what's up.
He wants to meet Tuesday with the president of Iran.
Let's see what's happening out there in internet
You know what
land.
I'm gonna do? If that's a good
Butt
thing,
moves over here to seat 1.
the way I'm gonna put it in is transfer Michael to Iran.
How about this? If we don't get 5 emails in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to take my shirt off.
Oh, God. Please. Please.
Oh, here we go. Dun, dun, dun.
Trish just got to raise it up.
Save the people in the booth from this body, baby.
Ray's emailing from the floor out there.
Ray's using his phone.
Yeah.
He's going to email in.
Now, Trish raised it with ace-queen. George called with 10-8 of clubs, out of position, heads up. I don't know if I would have made that call against Trish. Well, he's going to come out and bet here.
I hit
He
one
picked
time
up
on
what? Middle pair on an all-spade board. He's hoping that Trish doesn't.
I mean, I don't mind the play here post-flop, but I don't know if I'm going to call Trish heads up out of position with 10-8 of clubs.
You know, 10-8's one of those hands. People like that hand. I'd rather have a little bit lower. Even if it's going to be a gapped, I'd rather have 6-8, or maybe 4-6, 8-10, because people are going to. A lot of those middle cards can be really tricky because when the flop comes, you're not sure where you're at.
You mean like the bottom end of a Broadway board? You mean
Yeah,
like
if
that.
something happens like that, you don't really know if you're good or not. I mean,
I was just saying, like, against a tough player, who I think Trish is a tough player,
Yeah.
I'm not going to call heads up with that hand. It's just too difficult to play.
You
Unless George thought that he was just going to bet the flop regardless and take it
he
down.
might be thinking that she's tight enough
Yeah.
that he could
You don't invite me?
outplay her, which he did. He didn't necessarily outplay her, but he did hit something and was able to take it down. She didn't hit anything.
on the flop there, that last hand.
Ed's got King Jack here on the button. Actually, excuse me, George had King Jack.
Well, this game is going fast, isn't it?
Yeah, got about an hour left.
Maybe that's why nobody's emailing. Because
Pocket aces here for Trish, and she didn't raise in the cutoff.
I've seen Trish do that
She
before.
did not raise in the cutoff with pocket aces.
She's done that before. She likes to play those high pairs a little tricky.
Yeah, well, a little tricky from up front, but wow, and George is open-ended here with King Jack. Mike's got bottom pair. You just wonder, I mean, it's limped around. Now George bets. Can you even push? I mean, would you push hard here with aces?
She just min raises.
Well, she's going to min raise. I think George can definitely call. I mean, there are 2 diamonds. How about you use a diamond as a scare card as well? I mean, he's got the king of diamonds. I might call here and lead into a diamond turn, even if I don't make my straight.
Yeah, you've got to.
And he's going to come back over the top. Nice aggressive play there by George. I got to tell you, if you're Trish here, you might just fold. I mean, do you really want to get involved against George here with one pair, with an over pair?
Well, he's a little short, she knows, so she's going to figure out how much money she could possibly lose.
I mean, I've seen good players make this play with aces and commit all their money, which I just think is a terrible play with aces.
Well, she's got to figure out now, what is he betting? What did he re-raise me with?
He bet the
here?
flop, and she raised, and he re-raised.
Re-raised. That's usually a sign of a monster
I
hand.
can't believe that Trish is doing this.
I
She's
think
moving all in. She's right this time, but...
And now George, now let's see, now it's a math problem. I don't know how much George has. His hands are blocking his money.
Looks
there,
like he's
so.
got a big chip behind there. I want to say that the pot, George bet about 300. She made it 800. He re-raised, I think, maybe 600 or 700 more.
Oh, he's got...
Is that a 5,000
I
chip
think he's
over
got
there?
a 5,000
She
chip.
committed all the money with aces there?
Oh, it's...
It's a $50 chip.
chip.
That makes it. He's got about 1,800 in front of him. So it's a math problem here. The pot was about, let's call it 200 pre-flop. He bet 200. She made it 6. He came over the top for 8. And now she's pushed all in. I want to say it's probably somewhere around 35, 18 to call. He's getting maybe 2 to 1. I mean, I did that real quick in my head.
You got an open-ended straight draw, backdoor diamonds.
I mean, these are 2 solid players going against each other. And the thing is that you almost have to put Trish on more than one pair.
Here's the thing. She didn't raise pre-flop. So he's trying to figure out what does she have. He's not...
Now, he's actually right here. In this case, he's in bad shape because she's got 2 of his outs.
He's not...
Yeah.
But he doesn't... I don't think he's putting her on aces specifically, but
she
maybe ace-queen.
No, I don't.
No?
I got to disagree with you.
Two-pair?
I think that you have to put her on a minimum of a gigantic draw
Or a set,
2-pair or a
set of
set.
sevens. Because she limped in before the flop in late position.
There is no way that she pushes there with ace-queen. I got to tell you, like I said, I really like Trish's game, but I'm surprised sometimes when somebody plays aces in a limp spot from the cutoff this hard.
Can we see how comfortable Trish is there? Yeah, let's see how...
Well, George folds. And Trish shows aces, which, again, it's result-oriented, turns a king. River was a deuce. George wouldn't have gotten there. It was a 3rd diamond, but it's a dangerous way to play that, I got to tell you. I mean, it is an overpair, but do you want to commit? You've been playing tight solid all night. You got about 3,500 in front of you. Do you want to commit it all with aces on that board in the limp pot?
Well, since it was limped before the flop, I don't know if she thought that he had a set. But again,
well, we definitely know that George will bet out with queen 10 or a set there.
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, it's just one of those aces. For some reason, aces is that hand.
That people
where
just
you just in a sense almost hope and pray that you're good.
Look at this. Palmer F on 2+2 says, great night of hand analyzing. Boston, please join the rotation of commentators.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate
I've never seen that guy before.
Palmer F.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. We really appreciate that. I appreciate that. I've been a fan of Live at the Bike since it began. I've watched... I can't say I've watched 1,500 hours, but I've watched a lot. I've watched a lot of the shows, and it's been a great progression for this show here. Adam's going to go all in here.
Yeah, he's got ace rag, ace 6. Looks to be the best hand here.
What time do blinds go up, Jonas says?
Yeah.
Making a crack about tournament play.
Tournament donks.
But he has no... I don't think Adam plays tournaments, does he?
No, I don't think so. Maybe. I don't. You never know.
Jonas doesn't know the rule of comedy, that 3 times is about the max that you can use a joke. He said it about 4 times in a row there. That was a good joke, though.
I mean, just keep repeating it over.
Yeah, he's just repeating and hoping that people are going to laugh. We got the first time, and it was funny. But then he also slowed down the game there, not folding. People are here to win money.
We are on a 10-minute delay tonight, so I don't think your comment about the emails have gotten out quite yet.
That's true. I guess I have to wait 20 minutes.
Yeah.
20 minutes because of the delay. Okay. We'll wait. You know, I had an idea earlier today. I was wondering if you guys had ever done something where, in a big hand, where I know you have the you can bring up the other little screen, and it'd be great to watch maybe Mike or something during the course of an entire hand that he's playing.
Like a pick and a pick.
And see him when the other guy's thinking and see.
Isaac used to use that tool a lot, but sometimes it hasn't been around that much lately.
And can you
I'm going with a different creative.
Can you do split screen sort of or no? That's a little bit more difficult. I
Sure,
think.
yeah.
Isaac's
Yeah.
giving me the So it's just an interesting idea because sometimes you can watch somebody after they've made the big bet. And you get an idea, and you can see what maybe the other player's watching and seeing about.
Trish has raised it to 140. 3 callers. Garland's in there with 10s. Well, there's the ace. And is Adam going to get stacked this hand? He's in there with ace 9.
Well, he's short stacked.
I think he's pushing in.
He's putting his big chips on top.
Boy, and if Trish bets 300 out there into 3 players, I mean, she is tight aggressive. She might bet kings here in this spot.
I think he's just going to call because maybe that 2 8s out there scared him. If it wasn't ace 8, he might have pushed.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
because he is short.
Maybe he's just trying to figure out if Trish bets again, he'll fold. Who knows? It turns a deuce.
It's not optimal short stack strategy there by Adam. You actually want to wait for a better hand than ace 9.
I mean, she comes at you again. There's no way ace 9 is good here.
And he's played with Trish before, so he knows, doesn't he?
Yeah, this is...
You got an 8, he says?
It's a $600 bet. She's putting him all in. I mean, he's getting all kinds of pot odds, I guess you can say, like, 7 or 6 to 1. But, I mean, I would almost bet my life that Trish has you beat here.
Is he considering that she has an ace with a better kicker? Is he considering that?
Well, you would think so. I think that's why he's taking so long with
his first question was, do you have an 8?
Right,
right. I mean, it's like, well, what about an ace 10? Anything higher than what you have. See, this is, unfortunately, optimal short stack strategy. You wouldn't have even been playing ace 9.
No, you can't call a raise for ace 9. Hey, there's a pick and a pick.
Hey, there's Trish.
Yeah.
Now, see, she's how comfortable is she? She's like, come on in. See, she smiles. She does the little up look at him. She's kind of waiting. See, this is interesting because you kind of see he's looking at her, and
he's talked himself into it.
Yeah,
and he needs a 9 here and only a 9.
She shakes her head like I have a pretty good hand.
Yeah, he's got 3 outs here. Oh, they're gonna run it twice.
Well, she's gonna give him a chance.
Oh, chop the first one up.
They chopped the first one with the 8 on the river.
And if Donna can listen to me, there was a 9.
So he wins 2/3.
And listen to this: he wins 3/4 of the pot and half of what he has in there, half of her stack. Everyone always gets so confused. They're going to put all the money in the middle. He's going to win 3/4 of the total pot.
He wins 3/4. Yeah.
3/4. But
this happens a lot in split games where you get 3/4 and you have to try to figure it out.
Wow! Chop the first one up. He wins the second one, and he wins 3/4 of the pot.
I wasn't gonna say anything because I'm not in the hand.
They have to basically, they chop the pot. No, he doesn't actually get 3/4 of the whole pot.
No, he does. If he puts his money in, he gets 3/4 of the whole pot.
Oh, I'm sorry, he does. Yeah, he gets 3/4 of the whole pot because they would have chopped.
But you know, the reason why Commerce stopped doing this thing with running the cards.
You mean the other casino?
The other casino. It's because everyone gets confused when you run the cards multiple times and somebody wins twice and chops one, or they win one and chop the other one. If you win twice and you chop one, and you don't have all the money in front, you win 2/3 of the guy's stack and 5/6 of the total pot. In this case, you win 3/4 of the total pot and 1/2 of her stack, whatever she has covered. And I don't mean to confuse people like that. 3/4 of the total pot.
It gets a little confusing, and I think for the dealers, a lot of times it's just easier to put the money in and then chop the pot.
Well, in this case, that's what they're going to do. They're going to put all the money in and they're going to chop it up.
Because some people can't figure out the math that quickly. Adam got, I would say, very lucky there. He hit what? 2 outs to chop it, and then 3 outs to take a half. So that's pretty lucky there. He's gonna.
Wow, that is lucky.
We're gonna do it like this, okay? And then we're gonna do it like that. That was what I said. No, that wasn't my intention. Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
Well, that's interesting. We're getting word from Ray on the floor that Trish asked Adam what he had. Adam said he had 10s. and she agreed to run it twice, and now she's a little bit ticked off that he had ace-9, but I mean, in the end, it makes no difference.
You know, I know Dave's this way too. I actually, and with Mo, Mo will do this. Mo won't show his cards while you're making the deal.
Yeah.
I've decided that I don't really like to make deals, but if I'm going to make a deal, we're going to see the hands before we actually decide how many times to run it.
Right.
I'm not going to let somebody tell me what they have. That's a little bad etiquette on Adam's part there. I mean, at that point where you're going to make the call and she's offering you the opportunity for a deal, you should tell the truth there.
Yeah.
You should just say, I have a weak ace.
Kind of sick, but I actually like this hand better than King 8. I want some big pots with this.
Ace-Queen here for Adam, and Trish has got pocket 9s. Look at Barry Wood with the dominated ace-jack. And Adam feeling a second life here.
I won a big pot last night with that.
And Trish calls with 9s. So we get about a $700 pot. Oh, Trish was actually the raiser, excuse me. And Adam hits ace-queen. Trish raised and Adam smooth called. And Barry's in the hand. He flopped the gut shot. Let's see if Trish puts a continuation bet. Now is Adam going to push? It's a $300 bet here.
Trish bets, what, 300 you said? Yeah.
302. It's about a half pot size bet.
And is he just gonna? He just calls. Sometimes when you're a player like Adam, you have a lot of ups and downs. You're kind of like a roller coaster sometimes. You go, he was starting out really fast. He had a little couple bad beats, and then you get lucky and you pull in some more. Pots.
Looks like he just called.
He did. He just called.
And Adam and Barry folds.
Well, best card for Trish here would be the 9 of diamonds.
Oh, it turns an 8.
It's a club as well. It's probably going to be an action killer here. Neither player has anything. And club-wise.
I think Adam has to bet here. He cannot let a fourth club
He's
come
going
off.
to push it.
Yeah.
Crash was the last one.
Trish would make a lay down to any other person, but Adam's just been bluffing the whole time.
She's a little steamed now, too, because of what he did the last hand.
Well, she can't beat a 10 either. I mean, she really can only beat a pure bluff, maybe something like King Jack, or she can't beat Jack 9 either, right?
Well, what if he could? I mean, the best you're hoping there is what? Ace of clubs and a 4 offsuit, so he has a pair.
She doesn't have a 9 of clubs, but she's going to make the call, and unless she gets lucky, Adam's going to have a second wind here. She's got a gut shot to the Jack here as well. She's picked up a straight draw. She can catch a 9 or a Jack here for the win.
Are they going to run it again twice here? Let's see.
I don't know.
Probably.
And the river is a 4th club. It's an awful card, but Adam's going to win it here with ace-queen.
She was steaming a little bit there.
Yeah.
And using Adam's image, she decided to call.
Yeah.
Because it was only another, 600 or 700 maybe.
Yeah.
So.
Well, we get our first email here from David McQueen. He says, please, Lord, do not have Boston take his shirt off.
Okay. All right, Dave. Just for you. We'll keep it on tonight.
He says, plus without Tuck, we actually stay on the poker topic and nothing else. Well, I think that has a lot to do with my fault, too.
Well, how about those Yankees? Well, actually,
the real Cancun, man.
Hi, everybody. Sometimes the game, though, dictates. Wednesday nights usually...
No, Wednesday nights where we never really
really hard to talk about other topics because the game is so good and the action...
But if you're doing a Thursday night $200 game that's just like a slow death...
Sometimes you're kind of like, it's easy. Or if sometimes this game, too, the cards don't roll right.
Right.
The players are tight.
Last night, I don't know if you happened to see last night, but last night, nothing worked together.
I watched a
hitting
little
any
bit near
flops.
the end, yeah. But
actually kind of creepy entertaining.
yeah, you guys you did a couple 500 games the first couple nights.
Yeah, we're going to hopefully do that game at least.
We are here at the bike. We're in the middle we're just starting the Legends. It's been going on for about a week.
Ronnie McMillan's still not back into the booth. You wonder if he's made it pretty deep in the Stud High Low tournament.
Well, go Ronnie. Yeah, Ronnie, Cardboy, is playing in the 7-stud, is it 7-stud high-low tournament?
Yes.
Yeah, so he's playing.
Hey, look at this. Garland's flopped the full. Oh, Garland's on the hand. He didn't limp on the button with 7-8 offsuit. And again, as Garland got deeper, I think he might have been able to.
I think he's playing the whole night a little tight, a little close to the vest. I mean, sometimes if you are going to take a shot, sometimes when
and look at the action he would have got here. Trish bets out with a heart drawn overs. Adam calls with a gut shot to the 9, and Garland would have flopped the full house.
Yeah.
Remember, he would have flopped that king-queen in, but he's just playing it so tight today.
He's waiting for some good cards, waiting for the bigger pairs.
Well, the turn's a king.
King of diamonds, so that didn't really do anything, did it?
And it goes check, check. And the river is a 3, and Trish is going to win it here with queen high.
She didn't hit her flush, but she still has the best hand.
Yep. Queen high is good there.
And it's her and Adam again. They seem to be having a little bit of a... This happens sometimes. You get a few hands in a row with the same person, and you go back and forth a little bit, and you trade blows. It's kind of like heavyweight fight sometimes. Or in that particular pot size, it's a lightweight fight. Not a lot of money in that
Jay
pot.
Siegel says, Boston is willing to go topless in the booth, and Bart couldn't even get Sonny Leone to do a quick nipple slip. I just was like, hey, can you take your top off? She's like, no, go to the website. All right.
Well, you know, she gets money on the website. Everybody's got to make a little cash. She was sweet, though. I liked her. She was.
She was like the best by far.
I mean,
best looking and best girl.
I mean, nice person. She seemed like a nice person.
It's the same darn card. Maybe I should join with this.
She's
card.
Indian.
7 dudes off the
So that's
really?
Asian. An Asian girl.
That's close.
Yeah.
You did the Bart lean. You did the Bart lean into her. You did the.
This was a call or it was
Although I have been hugging Liz Lou lately this whole month. I've gotten like 6 or 7 hugs, so I'm happy. What else?
Jonas
what
is
kind
a
of
little
guy?
bored eating a popsicle. He hasn't played a whole lot of hands tonight. He hasn't had a lot of hands, actually.
Ace Jack of Diamonds limits around here. 9-6 deuce. Mike had pocket sevens, didn't raise.
What did you try to claim?
Boy,
And
you
Adam's
know,
got the best hand here with Jack
a
9.
lot
It
of
looks
people,
like.
a lot of people in the pot, but not a lot of
Very, very well done.
action on this. A lot of checking going on.
How about this? Does this turn you on?
Oh, you're getting kinky now, huh?
I wouldn't know how to do.
And Eddie's going to bet here, and Adam raises. Well, Adam's going to raise. Now, the only thing about this is in a limped pot is once Adam has raised, is he going to commit himself to this hand? I mean, Adam bet. You know, the funny thing here is Ed bet with the 6. Adam raises. Ed might not go anywhere. Adam might double through again here. You look at the cards, and people might say it's impossible. And Mike's got 7s.
He's actually pondering a raise here with his 7s.
Well, he doesn't buy it from Adam, and he's going to call.
He's got Ed and Adam too. Mike's in a very good spot tonight. I mean, I know that's his normal seat, but with Ed and Adam in front of him, he can actually do a lot of things.
And now that Mike is called, I would not be surprised if Ed takes one off here for 2 pair. And if he does, the spot's quickly $1,500.
How much did Adam raise it?
$400 total.
Okay.
And he is going to make the call.
But we know Ed's going to call that.
So it's a $1,400 pot.
He's got top pair.
Adam's going to need to dodge some cards, but he's way out in front right now. Well,
No,
the
I'm
turn
sorry.
is an 8, and Mike is now open-ended, and Ed needs a gut shot to one of Mike's 7s.
I apologize. I had Ed and Adam's hand switched around. So
And Ed bets $500 into a $1,400 pot, $1,900 pot. Let's see what Adam does. Now, Adam can't be 2 pair right now.
and Ed has what, a gut shot with
A pair of
lot
6s.
third pair.
Yeah. 500. Adam calls, and so does Mike.
Mike just doesn't believe anybody. Now he's picked up a.
He's open-ended.
He's open-ended, so that's why he's in.
It's a
there.
$3,000 pot to the river, and the river is a 4, and Adam's going to win it if it goes to showdown.
I don't think that didn't help anybody.
And I think this might get. Well, wait a minute. I was going to say it might get checked down because I think Mike might check 7s down here in a showdown.
Well, Ed's first, right?
Right, he is.
And he's going to come out.
Oh, he's going to bet 200.
He bets a little
an
weak.
Easy call for Adam, and I don't think that Mike can Mike overcall here.
Well, when
I mean, the pot is like 3,400, 200 for Mike to call. He calls, and Adam has made another sick pot. He's almost back up to even
I
now.
have 1 pair.
Jack 9 is good.
everybody's embarrassed to show their hand.
Adam's going to be stoked.
I mean, what is it? A $3,000 pot, and nobody wants to show their hand.
Yeah.
And
You had me beat? Where is it? Where is it? Show me. You had me beat. Pocket 7.
Boy, those 3 guys. I mean, that they are playing a lot of
I'll make a big raise on the
what is the phrase they use on stunt shows? Don't try this at home. You know, some of the plays these guys are making. You know, this is you don't necessarily want to make some of these plays.
I think he's betting 6.
I'm not actually sure why Mike, even though it was only 210, wouldn't you figure that you're not good there after Adam calls? No. I mean,
Well,
I know the pot was
I don't know.
huge.
Yeah, it was like a $3,400 pot, 200 for him to call.
But when you're thinking about the percentages of, okay, it's a $3,000 pot, 200 to call, what's the percentage that both guys don't have you beat? It's
tough.
I mean,
It's tough.
less than 5%? I mean, what would you put? I mean, you're not getting, I mean, even though it's only 200.
Remember, you got to understand the characters that are in that hand, though, too. You never
I know. I mean, you don't know. Could have been ace high somebody had. And if Ed had bet stronger there, I think he would have maybe won that pot.
I don't know if Adam was going anywhere with that pot size.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Now, Mike is going to raise it with ace 7 of spades.
if Ed had put Adam to the test a little bit more, maybe. I think a little bit more than, a nice pot-sized bet of 2,000-3,000.
Barry calls with Jack 9 suited. George Giorgio is going to come in with Ace Jack of clubs.
Ace Jack of clubs on the button. That's an interesting hand. It's speculating. If you hit a nice flop.
Mike has raised it with a weak ace here.
It's that weak ace that he likes to play, but it is suited this time.
And Ed's coming in with 63 here.
He's got the That's Allen hand, although it's missing the 3 of hearts.
So, four-way action, $1,000 pot. 8-5-5 here. Everybody's missed. If Mike followed through with the bet here, he's probably going to take it down.
Oh, you get it?
Looks like Mike needs a haircut.
Yeah, right.
He's got some stubble up there on top. He's gonna continuation bet. Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna make a 42% bot size bet. That's 420.
420.
Ooh, you're from Alaska, right?
Yeah. 420. Don't say that. Excuse me, I have to go out to the car.
You wonder why Barry Woods is always grinning all the time.
Well, he wears sunglasses.
Yeah.
Shady eyes.
Carries Visine in his pocket.
Sure.
Oh, yes.
I saw a girl today on the highway, and she was at the stoplight, and she had she did the Visine thing, and she was dressed in sort of a work outfit. I can just imagine, she's on her way to work at Jack in the Box or something.
Yeah.
And you know what she was doing before she's going to work.
Thought you were gonna see she took a hit with a little one hitter.
No. The Visine.
You ever seen those little cigarette one hitters?
Oh,
It looks
yeah.
like a cigarette, but
we used to use those in Alaska all the time. Yeah, take them to the bar.
Button moves here to seat 9. And Mike's picked up pocket kings.
Or King Jack.
Safety meeting after the show, Ray. That's what we used to call it, safety meeting.
Mike raises.
Now, see, this is the great hand when Mike actually does get a big hand and people still don't believe him. But unfortunately, Barry and Mike haven't had a chance to really mix it up tonight like they like to do. They haven't each had a hand at the same time.
Well, Jonas is going to call. We need to see his cards in seat 9.
And Ed's got 8-10 off suit.
Yeah, and Ed makes the call as well. Jonas has got 7-4. Well, he flops to 7. Now, that's not a good flop for pocket kings, obviously.
Well, whenever you see that ace, right, it's always a little, I got to check it and see.
Wow, check to Jonas, and Jonas bets 300, but I have a feeling that Mike is not going to go anywhere. He check calls.
Well, he knows Jonas. Jonas is tricky. Jonas could have anything.
Oh, and he turns a 7. And he's going to bet again.
Now, Mike may be able to get away from this.
Oh, man, and Mike is going to explode here. This pot is over $2,200. Here we go to the river. Mike needs a king. Oh! It's a king on the river!
This could be interesting now.
He's got kings full, and how is he going to play it?
Now, is he first?
And he is going to bet out.
First.
And he's going to bet $1,600. Now, if you're Jonas, do you just make a defensive call and you're afraid of pocket aces or pocket
Jonas
kings?
has looks like about maybe close to 4,000, 3,500 or so.
Is he going to think he's going to raise for value here? Here is the question. The pot is about, I want to say, 3,500, 1,600 for Jonas to call. Does he make a push here or does he call? Maybe it's a $3,000 pot.
Well, he's not going to put Mike on kings here.
No, you don't think so? Kings or
No,
aces?
he's gonna.
Well, he's short.
Jonas is going broker. He's got the 1,600 in his right hand.
Yeah,
He's looking
short.
at about
with his stack size, I'd push in here
1,500. Oh, he just called.
Wow.
Good him.
He did just call.
Oh my
Wow, and he saved some money there.
Oh my god.
He saved some money. Oh, did he push all in? Oh, he did push all in. Okay, yeah, I thought that was
okay.
peculiar.
I was going to say, that would have been a very interesting play on Jonas' part to save that money.
I don't think it's the right play with that stack size.
But you're not going to put him on kings or aces, so the best you can think is maybe ace, king, and that you've got him.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he was just maybe betting it a little weak so that Mike would call.
Well, he bet a little weak on the turn so Mike would call, but there's no way that Jonas is not going to push there when he only has about 1,200 left.
No, he didn't have that much left.
Yeah,
so
no
Mike
way.
takes down a nice big pot there.
Because Mike is going to be forced to call with anything.
Oh, he's not going to go.
point.
I mean, I know Jonas knows that Mike is going to call it.
Right.
At that point. So.
Wow,
Jonas-
suck out, re-suck out, suck out.
Not sure if is that seat open or is Jonas taking a little break.
Turned to second seven. I thought he did.
Jonas is going to go ahead and rebuy. We're getting word, so he'll be back in the game. I wouldn't leave this game either, even if I had gotten stacked off. I wouldn't. This game is too juicy.
It's good. You know what I mean?
This is one of those games. These guys will probably play till 3, 4 in the morning.
Yeah, however late it
I mean,
goes.
this a lot of times these guys will play for a long while after the show. I've been here when it's been. The game got down. One of the last 10, 20 games I was in, the game got down to Mo, Corporation Mike, and Trish. And I was like, okay, I'm going to be done playing this game tonight, guys.
Email here from Eric Linderman says the email I'm sorry, I thought we were going to flop. Excuse me, King Jack against 9-5. I thought Ed had folded.
Right on this one.
Well, let's see if George makes a continuation bet. Funny thing here is, might you take a card with 2 overs because you bet and you have no idea what Ed's going to call you with. Yeah, and that's what George does. He takes a card, turns a 10, check again.
This just might get checked down.
River's a deuce. King high is good.
I am embarrassed to say what I have, but I have now.
Now, sometimes that's the best way to play that, actually. Especially if George is friendly with Ed.
Ed said he was embarrassed to show his cards. I think they just had a little bet pre-flop, and Ed called it hoping to hit the flop. He didn't hit anything, decided not to bluff George Giorgio, which is probably not a good idea. And George takes down a little pot.
Email here from Eric Linderman says,
Yeah.
The email, or I'll take my shirt off strategy, is an offshoot of Jerry Lewis's call in, or I'll take my pants off telethon donation raising technique. Keeps me giving to Jerry's kids, and it'll keep me emailing into Live at the Bike. Boston, you're turning out to be a good commentator. Too good of a commentator to be taken off the air for indecent exposure. Great show tonight. Chicken tender.
Thank you, Chicken Tender. I appreciate that, man. That's pretty funny.
Here's a little knock on Tuckman here. Email here from Hawk. Hello, Live. I think Boston adds a lot of class to the show. He should replace Tuckman.
Oh.
Boston's a much better commentator. Boston can take the show to a newer level.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you,
Make
guys.
the move to
Yeah.
keep him.
Thanks, Isaac, with the two-tap. We miss Dave. I miss Dave.
Limped around here, Queen, Jack, King with a couple of clubs.
Dave and I have an affinity for the Jets together, so he's my brother.
Turn is an ace. And actually, this one it looked like it was pumped up by somebody because there's a lot of chips in that pot. Although you can never tell because it was a live straddle by Kenny Wynn. That can't be. There's no way.
Is that true?
No way. I think maybe. Well, Adam has come out and bet.
We're all confused.
Yeah. Now Trish is going to raise it here with a straight. Ned's got the same straight. He's going to call.
Ray, I'll spank you later.
Yeah. Now that's an interesting here. Now Trish knows that someone doesn't have a straight with a club draw because she's got the 10 of clubs in her hand.
True.
And now a straight plays on the board.
They both.
How about everyone just move all in?
Did you get it? You had it. I had it. We both had it. Chop the pot.
It just makes, it's an interesting point, though, just if you leave that board up for a second, just as an aside, if you're ever playing deep stacked, that if you have a 4-liner to a straight there on the turn and you have the 10 of clubs and there's 2 clubs out there, you can almost bet, say the pot's only $1,000 and you're 4 or 5 deep and the other guy's 4 or 5 deep, you can now move in.
We have a chip count here real quick.
These guys just can't finish my thought. Here we go with the chip count.
Mike's up to 19,000 Mike has. Barry's up to 9,000. These are the chips total. Let's see the difference here. Mike is up $9,000.
Just killing the game, and Jonas is down $6,000.
Wow. Ed's down $6,000 now. Adam's climbing back up a little bit from before. Garland, look at Garland, $2,000. He played 3 hands.
The point I was making was that you can almost overbet, knowing, especially against a good player, that they don't have the club draw, and do they want to call all their chips off for a chop? If there's a 2 flush out there and you have one of the appropriate suits,
right?
The board was ace, king, queen, jack. With 2 clubs. If you have the 10 of clubs,
you can afford to push it a little bit there.
Well, you can just move in.
Yeah, you can just push it.
Because I would move in with a 10 with a club draw as well, because I'm on a free roll.
Sure.
So is a guy going to call me for $5,000 for $1,000 in the pot?
Right.
It's...
And worst case is that you're going to chop it. Best case is you're going to get all his money.
Now look at this. Garland's got pocket 9s. He limped in. Ed raised it with queen 7 of clubs, and Ed's like, oh my God, scared of Garland. So here we go. We're heads up. About a $480 pot.
Oh, look at
Well,
those.
Ed's got a piece of it. How is Garland going to play this?
See, Garland's probably going to... See, Garland probably raises with jacks or higher.
Hey, look at this. He goes check, check.
Tens or lower, he's going to...
Turns to 6.
See if he
Garland's
can
going to bet
flop it.
300. And he might get a call from Ed because Ed's got a pair of 7s here.
Ed's wondering, did he slow play me with the
Can
king?
Garland make another little value bet here, or is he scared that... I got to tell you,
Depends on what card comes.
Rivers an 8.
He could make another play.
Yeah, he's going to throw a
does.
$300 bet out here.
And Ed is going to call this.
And he's won himself an extra $600. Like the way that Garland played this hand.
Very well played against Ed. Because any pair, Ed doesn't have the king. You hope Ed has like A7 or something like that, where he's going to pay you off.
And that's great. That's a great...
$600 more.
Yeah,
for
that's
Garland.
another $1,000 total for Garland. 9s are good.
And he's wondering if his 9s are good, and they are. See, that's one of those things where you got to think it out. You got to think it out a little bit. And
Great value bet.
He checked the flop to see if he had the king or not. Ed would have bet the king there. He didn't bet, so Garland figured maybe he doesn't even have a pair. I'll bet the 300, and then the river bet of another 300 was a great value bet. San Francisco. God, isn't this the best time of year? I love this time of year. August and September and October, man. Those 3 months it's my favorite, quarter of the year. You got Legends of Poker, football started up, baseball's running into the playoffs.
Did you see what happened with Maurice Claret?
No.
Maurice Claret, what happened? He got arrested, I think it was early this morning or late last night, driving in a car in a high-speed chase in Ohio. This is, a former running back from Ohio State, with 4 loaded guns, and he was wearing a bulletproof vest.
No way you thought you had.
What?
And he was arrested for
Well-
multiple weapons violations.
Well, the NFL is called the No Felony League. They don't. They let those guys.
Well, he's
miss.
not even on an NFL team now, right? I mean, he's pretty much done.
He's had a rough time of it. Yeah, I mean, some guys have had a rough time of it. I mean, they're taking their whole shot to get that money from the basketball or NFL, and it's great when you get it. And if you don't get it, you're still kind of fighting.
Adams racing here with ace-4. Ed's got deuces. And he goes check. Ed's in the lead here with deuces. Turns an 8. Check again.
But I was watching the Hall of Fame game the other night. Boy, that was great.
And the river is a 4, and Adam Rivers. And he bets 200 here on the river.
Now is Ed gonna?
And he
look
gets a
him up.
call. Third heart and a one-liner to a straight. Wow. Everyone's kind of just river value betting Ed there.
Yeah, that's a strategy. I mean, that's one way to play it. If you know he's going to call you. Now, I don't know if I would have done that with a 4. A lot of guys, Adam will do that when he hits the card on the turn of the river. He'll bet out a little bit. A lot of guys on the river like that would have just hoped that he had the best hand.
Got about a half an hour left in the show.
Chopped it down.
Button moves here to seat 5.
And aren't you a Red Sox fan, Bart?
Yes.
So the Yankees and Red Sox are coming down to another race
Every
for the,
year, man.
Every year. It looked like the Yankees were having some troubles. They made some trades, did some good work.
The
and now it's
Yankees
gonna
have
be
won the NL East. Now, last year was a little peculiar because the Red Sox and the Yankees tied, but because the Red Sox were a wild card team, they didn't play a playoff. That's
Right.
part of the rule. So they just flipped the coin, or they had won some sort of tiebreaker.
No, they had won the tiebreaker, yeah. The Yankees did.
But the Yankees have won the NL East every year since '95 now, right? It's almost unprecedented. 11 years straight.
They've done really well. They're on a pretty solid
Yeah.
run. I mean, the year the Sox won the series, they were a wild card.
Yeah.
Um,
95, I remember the Red Sox won that.
But I'm really a football fan. This is the stoking time of year for me. I get really
You're a
excited.
Jets fan from Alaska?
I'm a Jets and Giants fan because I'm a big New York fan. So.
I guess you have to root for some team.
That was bigger.
George is going to make it. He's going to raise it with pocket kings. 240, and Ed's feeling lucky. He's called with the good old 10-3, and Mike's going to call with queen 10. Garland's not going to get involved with the suited connector.
That was a good day.
See, Mike will call with some hands that I just. There's just interesting. I mean, he's good enough though that he gets away from them, so it's very interesting.
And there's the ace for George.
The
Just gotta
dreaded
love that.
ace. Boy, that is the worst sight.
And
in the
Ed
world.
is going to come out and bet. He's going to bet 300.
Ed doesn't slow down. I love it. He is on it.
I don't know if George is going anywhere though.
Well, can you do it against Ed? Can you have an ace? He says.
Well, he said no. George asked him if he had an ace, and Ed said no.
Now, when somebody asks you that question, do you have an ace?
Yeah, but
And
usually
they
Ed
raise
tells the
pre-flop.
truth, though.
Yeah, but they're hard, so you have. It's not a bad hand.
Doesn't that it gives it away a little bit? Now if George calls here, they may check it down. I mean, Ed would be willing to, as he has 10-3 offsuit. So I think either George is going to call or he calls him.
Well,
You're counting on my word?
Bot's almost $1,000. George checks again. Ed's got a wheel draw now. Check, check. Ed needs a 4 here to win.
George would be pretty upset if a 4.
Oh, and the river's a 4.
Don't you just?
And now Ed's gonna bet 500.
Okay, check.
No, he.
Oh, and George said
They were
check.
gonna check it down. The table's getting a kick out of that hand. Even the dealer's laughing. I mean, that's just.
George not
George, let's
pleased.
get it. George is not happy.
Yeah. He's not pleased.
See that gray hair? That's not actually gray hair. That's smoke coming out of the ears. It's kind of lightened up his hair there on the side. That's just. See, in a sense. See, Ed and George there were kind of playing a friendly game there, and that bit George in the butt a little bit. And I think the same thing happens with Mike sometimes. You don't necessarily. I mean, like when I play with you and Dave or with you anybody, I don't really slow play. I mean, it's not really
soft play.
Soft play.
Yeah.
I'm not going to soft play a guy. I mean, you might check the river. At the end, if you get down to it. But in that sense, if George had played it the way he might have played it against somebody else and re-raised with his kings in the beginning, and to find out where he was, perhaps.
Well, he did open raise and Ed called. That's why he kind of checked into a shell.
Oh,
yeah. He raised.
He check raised?
No. He raised pre-flop. Ed called.
No, I know.
Check called the flop.
That's what I'm saying. If he had not check called the flop, when Ed bet, if he had raised then.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
To say, does this guy have an ace, as opposed to asking the question.
Right.
Do you have an ace pop up? Use your money to find out, and then maybe you would have won the pot. And now George is going to be a little upset.
Well, Adam has raised it to 240. Ed's got 7s. I've seen him limp re-raise with less than this hand. Is he going to make another raise here? Yeah, and here it is. He raises to 1,000. Well, at least Adam can get away from it now.
The Jack 3.
Yeah.
Let's go, Adam.
Let's go, Adam, he says.
And look at Adam. He's worked himself back up to $5,000 now.
Yeah.
All with that ace 8, ace 9, 3/4 win.
Yeah,
that was unbelievable.
I think he's in the game for 7,200, so he's down only a little bit now, a couple grand. Well, that's a little bit to some people.
Right. And Ed's done pretty well on the show recently.
Yeah, has he been running good? Yeah. Well, there was that one night I know he was just making a tear of it, and then even after the game he continued. After the show, I mean.
Yeah.
Adam's still trying to figure out a way. Now, see, the thing with Adam is you don't have to be in a hurry. I mean, the game is going to go for many hours. If you get stuck, you don't always have to get...
Yeah, it's not like this game's going to end.
No, you don't have to be in a hurry to get your money in the pot. You can maybe change gears, slow down a little bit. I mean, he's still trying to play with Jack 3. If I got stuck a little bit, I might change gears a little bit.
We'll have some sushi, too.
This is a collection pot, it looks like, with the big yellow. That's what that big yellow disc is there.
And Ed's going to open it up here for a $240 raise with King, Queen offsuit. Once again, Mike, he lives so dangerously. He calls with King 8. He's dominated, but for some reason, the King just won't come out. I'm telling you.
The King will? You mean the King will come out? Is that
the
what you're
King
saying?
won't come out.
Won't come out.
The King won't come out.
Oh, I see what you're saying. On the dominated hands, the card doesn't come out, that gets him in trouble.
Yeah. Now, George is in there with a gap-suited connector. And we've got about a $700 pot here going 3 ways.
Against me, it's 6 and a
Queen Jack 6. Well, everyone and Ed's hit top pair.
Ed hit it.
He's happy about the jacks and the 6 that are red. Wins his prop bet.
Those are his prop cards.
And George just open folds. He's really fuming over that.
Yeah, see, he's going to go take a walk. That's a good idea. That's a great idea. If you go take a walk, think about it. If I was George, I would reconsider how I play against certain players.
Well, look at this. Now, Ed had bet and Mike called. Turns is 6. And Mike is drawing dead. Mike is drawing dead here on the turn, and Ed's going to bet again.
Well, Mike might have been trying to set up a play, but...
Again, are you going to be trying to set up bluffs against Ed? Probably not, right?
No. I mean, maybe he was trying to hope that maybe Ed didn't have anything there. Open-ended, maybe he'd check it. But even if Ed was open-ended there with like 9-10 or something like that, the king comes, you're no good
Hey, look at this.
anyway.
We got an email here from William Frick. Now, I met this guy in Vegas at Caesars during the Kenna James charity event. Very nice guy. He said he's calling you Yukon Brad, if you're familiar with that.
I know who
Yeah.
Yukon Brad is because I played with a guy who's Brad Booth's roommate.
Ah.
Brad Booth has been living at the Bellagio for about
Right,
10 months.
Right.
And
Trying to
his-
do a bet, right? Is it a bet?
I don't know if it's a bet, but I just know he's been just playing in the cash games there.
I thought is that the guy that lives in the penthouse? I think it's a bet that he can't leave there for a year.
No, I don't think it's the penthouse because he does have a roommate.
Oh, okay.
And I played with his roommate at the Bellagio one night. We ended up playing all night long and then having breakfast. I think his name was James.
Yeah.
And he said he lived with Brad Booth and that Brad was playing the big game. They were both from Whitehorse, which is in the Yukon.
In the Yukon.
They're in the Brad's from the Yukon.
Like kind of like Yellowknife.
That's
right?
why he's called Yukon Brad.
Yeah.
And he's been he's actually he's the guy that Phil Hellmuth said on Card Player was the best unknown tournament player.
Yeah.
And actually I think Brad
How did you end up being from Whitehorse if you're not into it? I thought it was mostly like
No, Whitehorse. Well, Whitehorse, Canada has a lot. I mean, Whitehorse is in Canada.
No, yeah, right.
So,
yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of people up there. You know, people who've come up there.
God, Kenny is in.
It's the Gold Rush families. It's the people who've descended down from all the people who went up for the Gold Rush.
They just stayed up there.
Who made a community there.
Oh,
Whitehorse
yeah.
is actually a great place.
Oh,
It's
really?
very artsy and it has a lot of. It's also very cold, but it's.
You know
it's a great
Yellowknife
place.
too, right? Isn't
I've heard of
Yellowknife in
Yellowknife, yeah.
Northwest Territories?
Yeah, I've heard of that. I don't know it really well, but you drive through Whitehorse when you drive out the Alcan from Alaska.
Limped around here 5 ways. So, and it was actually a live straddle by Ed. So this pot is $400. Queen 4 queen here. Looks like Kenny Wynn's got the best hand with 7. See if he takes a shot at it.
Now, are these guys playing the crazy prop tonight?
Yeah, it sounds like
The
it.
one card prop?
No, I don't know if it's a 1 card.
The other night they were playing the one card prop.
Oh, yeah.
It was crazy. I mean, they had like 2 or 3 cards each, and it was like any one of those cards comes out, they get paid. I mean, it was just. I know
Now-
you guys don't like to talk about the props too much, but it was
Now,
crazy.
Now this is funny because Ed's going to bet 200. I'm really surprised that Kenny didn't bet there. I mean, he was second to last to act. He checked it, and he's going to min raise now. He's going to try to represent like he has the queen.
He wants to see if anybody actually has the queen.
Yeah.
Ed has the 6 only.
I got deuce 6.
I think Ed's going to fold
Now,
there.
see, it's Kenny Wynn.
Yeah.
I mean, Ed is a gambler. Ed is here to have fun. It's still Kenny Wynn.
Absolutely.
Kenny's not going to min raise you with nothing. Maybe Kenny will do that once a week. You know, might make a
We've
move.
never seen him do it on
Maybe.
the show. Yeah, and Ed's done with it. So going on with that email, the point I was making was that he said, is it true you can legally grow up to 6 pot plants for your own use in Alaska?
The Alaskan rule, it used to be, we're talking about marijuana now, so anybody who's offended, please turn down the microphone and watch the game at your own leisure. Talking about marijuana, in Alaska it was decriminalized. And what that meant was that you could have plants in your house. You could basically possess pot. You couldn't transport it, you couldn't sell it, and you couldn't
So
buy
that means
it.
you could grow it yourself.
You could grow it, or you could buy it, but you just couldn't get caught by it.
I don't mean to, oh, this is unbelievable. I don't mean
sorry.
to interrupt, because
Yeah.
Ed's got aces, and George Giorgio has
Oh,
kings.
now see, okay, here we go. Now, George was just steaming before now with the kings before.
Mike raised. I have a feeling that George might just push right here.
Well, he's
Oh, he's going to re-raise, and I assume Ed's going to move in. Now, George has a $1,000 chip behind
does he
there.
still have the $1,000
I think
chip?
he does. He's going to make it 800. Let's see what Ed does.
He cashed it
Oh,
into
he
white
cashed
chip.
it. And Ed is just going to slow play it.
Unfortunately, unless George gets really lucky, Ed's going to get all his
And that
money.
is going to bring Mike in here, though. And we're going to
Queen
see this
9.
three-way. $2,400 pot.
How much does George
Three
have
ways.
left there? He's got about
Maybe like $1,000?
$1,000, so he's going to put that all in.
Oh, and Mike hits top pair. 2 over pairs, and Mike has top pair. And how about Ed and Mike both deep? And Ed's going to bet 2,000, and Mike's got top pair. Oh, man.
Now,
it's a $4,400 pot.
Now, if that 10 had been a spade, Mike would be already have called here.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Now, the issue for Mike is he's got to worry about what does George have behind him. George re-raised
Well, no,
Mike.
he doesn't really have to worry about that because George only has like $1,000, right?
Right, but he's probably got to know that he's beat by George at least behind him, though. And Mike is going to call. And now what is George going to do? He picked up his chips.
Well, what is... Okay, that's the...
And he is going to move all in. And this pot has erupted up. We'll call that another $1,000 more. $5,000. It's a $7,500 pot. We have the makings for the biggest hand of the night right now.
1,100. 1,800.
And I don't think that Ed has much left here.
Both
Ed only has about $1,000.
Both Mike and George have to get really lucky here.
$7,500 pot. Well, Ed's going to need to dodge
Look
some
at
cards
George.
here.
Actually, Mike has a better chance of winning than George.
Turns a 5, and I assume Ed's going to move in. How much more is it there? Just 1,000?
Well, Mike's going to call that then.
And this is going to be a $10,000 pot that Ed's going to win if he can dodge some cards here. He's 83% to win it.
Yeah.
Here we go to the river, and it's a 5, and Ed takes it all with aces. $10,000. And George, it's just one of those nights there.
George,
Unbelievable.
I've been there. We've all been there. It sucks to be George right now. I mean,
I'm sorry.
and George is done for this game tonight. He's going to go take a break.
Queen Jack of Spades.
That's just Mike saying he had Queen Jack of Spades.
Liar, liar.
Yeah, it was funny there that Mike actually had a better percentage to win than George on the flop.
Well, he has more outs.
Yeah,
Because George only has 2 outs.
That's true. George
Yeah.
only has 2 outs.
Now, and the other interesting thing is that the way that Ed played that, he actually made an extra 3,000 because Mike hit top pair. He made 3,000, whereas if he pushed, I assume Mike is going to fold the Queen 9, and he just wins all of
Was
George's
the bet
money.
2,000 or it was 3,000?
2,000 on the flop, but then he had 1,000 more on the
Right,
turn.
he had 1,000 more.
He won an extra 3,000
And
from
that's
Mike.
that thing. When you save a little bit of money, if you know you've got that hand and you can parse out your money for the whole hand. Now, whether Ed was thinking on those levels, I don't know. But he might have just been trying to get the pot with the 2,000. But then when he only has 1,000, of course he's going to go all in. And George just got unlucky there. Mike, being up $9,000, he can play a little. Now, see, that's the thing like you're talking about with Garland. When Mike gets up, he starts to play even a little bit more crazy than he does normally.
Ed's feeling lucky. He's going to raise it up with pocket tens.
What's wrong with you?
And Mike is going to call here with a little gap-suited connector. Well, now Ed's got 10 grand in front of him.
And Ed's wondering where Adam is. Adam has definitely slowed down as he's on the short stack. Mike's got a little gap-suited connector.
Oh, and Mike out. Well, Ed's got the overpair, so Mike's got a piece of it. It's really not a good flop for 3-5.
What is that? Bottom pair with a
Gut shot.
straight gut shot.
$200 bet and a quick call here by Mike. He needs a 5, a 3, or a 4 to improve. The turns is 7. That's a great card.
It's a
for
heart,
Ed.
though. It's a heart.
And Mike picks up a backdoor heart draw, and it goes check, check. And the river is a 4, and Mike's got the bottom end of the straight.
Mike hits the straight. There's still...
Ed bets 200 here, and Mike is going to raise.
He's going to value raise.
Going to make it 600 total.
So he raises at $400.
Now, Ed, I don't know if he was scared of the 7, but he actually kind of gave Mike a free card.
Mike's showing him the 5,
Yeah.
and then he shows him the 3 for the straight. So Mike doing a little psychological play there to get the extra 400.
Yeah.
Pocket tens, I wasn't lying to you. I have a decent pocket.
That was pretty decent, too. Why you play it so slow?
Yeah, Mike's saying, why did you play it so slow? Ed checked the turn.
Well, I mean, some people might get scared when top pair pairs on the turn.
Play this
That's true. That's true. But would you bet a little bit to see where you're going with that? I mean, I guess you want to keep the pot small sometimes, maybe.
Well, again, I mean, I don't know. I think we're saying these things from typical competition. I don't think Ed is thinking any of these things. He's just having a good time out there.
Yeah.
Nothing left. I have $1,000. I really.
He might have even been trying to check raise. Well, Garland's got ace queen of hearts here. Second position.
Garland may come in with that hand. That's not a great hand to come in with in early position because you still have all... Well, actually, you got all the crazy players behind you still, so...
Raise, make it 120 total.
Okay, he's going to make it 120 now. Mike's definitely going to call. He's got Jack 9.
Jonas calls.
Yeah, Jonas has got a gap-suited connector, 8-6 of hearts. Ed also calls.
Where's Barry? Barry hasn't played a hand in a while.
Oh, he's really tight.
Maybe he hasn't been picking up anything. I haven't been watching his whole cards, but maybe he's. You know, you have those nights where you just don't get anything.
Four-way action here. Jonas actually has 8-6. 7-6, so Garland totally misses. And I don't. Yeah, he's not going to bet. Remember, he bluffed with the ace-king before with overs and a gut shot, but he's not going to bet.
More
out
players in the
everybody.
pot this time, though, too. There's.
Jonas is going to bet with middle pair. He's going to take it down. You know, I was telling you, my dad actually told me some stories about when he used to go to Whitehorse. He was a military police officer in the CID, if everyone's seen The General's Daughter, out of Fort Greely in Delta Junction, Alaska.
Right.
So he had chased AWOLs into the Yukon.
Oh, and they'd go to Canada.
Yeah.
That's great.
From
That was his job?
Well, he was an undercover criminal investigation division of the MPs. That was one of his jobs to go.
Did he do that? Was that his whole career, or was that just when he was in the military?
In the early 60s. He was only there for about 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
Chief warrant officer.
Me too.
Have you seen The General's Daughter?
I have. Actually, I did a movie with the girl who plays the daughter in that movie.
Oh, cool.
This hand is unbeatable.
She was in Unbreakable. She was in a different scene than I was in, but we
You
met.
were in Unbreakable?
I was in Unbreakable, yeah.
As what?
I was the comic book clerk who kicked Sam Jackson out of the store.
Oh, I gotta go back and watch that.
Yeah, it's a great little clip. And she's in the beginning of the movie. She plays the stewardess on the plane that he tries to hit on.
Now, Adam raised it here to, I think, 280 with ace deuce of hearts. We got four-way action, again, over $1,000 pot. Well, Trisha's got the best hand here with queen 10. Let's see if she throws a bet out. A little surprised that she's actually in there for a raise with queen 10 off.
I was just going to say, with queen 10, but she is in late position.
Well, yeah, but she's got two people after her, though. I mean, in late position relative to the table was Adam.
Oh, it was Adam raised?
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's going to get it done, though. The bet, and she's going to take it down.
Yeah, nobody likes to mess with Trish too much.
I wouldn't really either. I said, I don't see her make many mistakes at all.
When she bets, she's got something.
The only thing that I've ever really seen her do, like I said, that was kind of a mistake, was the nut flush a couple weeks ago. And then even though she had the best hand with aces, I don't want to be result-oriented. I think it's almost a mistake to play that hand in that manner that she did today with the aces.
Oh, yeah, I understand.
I think it's a huge
Well,
overplay.
some people like to they like to play it a little bit trickier. Got a new player coming into seat 8.
Yeah, this guy's action. His name is Nader.
Oh, yeah, Nader.
2,000 minimum. Wow, he's coming with a lot of chips.
New player.
Pocket aces here for Adam. King Jack off suit for Mike. You know he's going to call the raise on the button.
Well, let's see if Adam's going to raise it up in the cutoff.
Wow, he's got aces. Now, Ed has a suited ace-8. He might raise first. Actually, Barry Woods is going to raise.
Barry's going to raise.
King 10 off suit. Let's see what Adam's going to do. I think you re-raise here for value, maybe up to 700. Don't get tricky with it, especially if no one gives you credit for anything. Remember, Adam tried to bluff Barry before. Earlier on in the show. How about a re-raise here?
This is where you would want to use your image as Adam.
Yeah.
Definitely. You'd want to say, I'm going to try to take this money out there. Now, if you've been paying attention, though, you know that Adam's slowed down.
Yeah, but will Barry now is Barry going to get lured into this, though?
Barry, unfortunately, only has King 10, and it's not suited. So it is a hand that he could. Let's see if they're doing some jabber talking here.
Now, I have a feeling that Ed might come in here, though, with a suited ace. I think this is gold to him. And he does call. Wow, and this pot is quickly $1,300. And if Ed hits an 8 here and it's raggy, Ed might lose some money. How about the case ace comes out as well?
Wow, that would be amazing.
Now, Jack 5-4, this should be pretty easily. Boy, Ed seems to be winning all those prop bets.
He keeps saying different cards, though, so I'm not sure what his numbers are. Every time a 9 he just said Jack 5. So.
And Adam's going to bet
betting 1,100.
1,100?
Wow, Adam's.
I've seen Ed call here with ace high.
That's about a pot-sized bet, yeah?
Actually, no, it was about a $1,700 pot.
Okay, so it's about 60%.
Actually, yeah, $1,500 pot, $1,100 bet. I've seen Ed call here with ace high.
Well, and he just won that monster pot. See, this is the psychology. Sometimes when you win a monster pot, you want to play another one. Now, he doesn't have much. He doesn't have
Well, he's got nothing.
a pair or...
And he makes the call, Boston. He's in there with absolutely nothing. He's got ace high.
Adam's now
This
going
is a
through
gift.
possible range of hands.
$4,500 pot to the turn. Well, the turn's a 6, and now Ed picks up a draw. He's got a gut shot to the 7.
Well,
Can you imagine if a
Adam-
7 were to come?
Adam should not check this if Ed checks it.
It's a $4,500 pot.
Now, here's the psychology. Adam's stuck. He doesn't want to get stacked here. And aces are hard to get away from. Ed checked. Adam's counting out. Looks like he's cutting out 2,000. He's trying to see how much he has total. Looks like he's got 2,800 or so.
Well, Ed only has 4 outs if he makes a call. He's got about 2,700. The pot's already 45. How about just a push here?
I would push because the draws are really heavy here. Make him pay.
And he's going to call anyways if he's got a big draw.
He's going to push it.
Yeah.
All in.
Now, Ed's up a few grand, and now Ed's going to gander at the board.
$7,200 pot, $2,700 for Ed to call.
What did Ed... Let me see.
So Ed's getting close to 3 to 1.
He says.
And he's going to make the call! Oh, he makes the call!
I thought that meant he was going to fold, but no, that meant I'll gamble.
And he needs a 7 here, and this pot is $10,000 again.
This is a gift to Adam, unless Ed gets really lucky.
It looks like all the 7s are live. I'm looking at the discards pre-flop. Looks like they're all live.
So it's a 4-out. He's got a 10% chance if all the cards, because the machine knows, right? He's got
It is he's got 4 outs.
Boy.
It's a $10,000 river card.
I would
here.
be sick if I was Adam and the 7. I would just. But tonight we've seen these river cards tonight, so.
All he needs
Now, are they
here.
gonna make a deal?
I
or
don't
no?
think so. I don't think Ed makes
I
deals.
don't know. What do you want to do?
Well, wait a minute.
What do you have? You got aces?
That's got to make Adam feel nice.
Oh, you got me.
No, he's not drawing
No,
dead.
he's not drawing dead, Jonas. Everyone's seeing Ed's hand now, I think. I think Ed turned it over. He did. And somebody said Jesus. Like they can't believe the action.
They're going to run it once. They're going to run it once? Look at Filipino Tony in the background. He can't believe what he's looking at.
Yeah. Filipino Tony's like, wow, I want in this game.
And here we go to the river. Oh, it's a 9.
God.
Oh, they're going to run it.
Oh.
They're going to run it twice.
Twice or 3?
Yeah.
Twice.
Queen. And that's it. And Adam comes back from the ace-8. He would have been broken, and now he's got 10 grand in front of him.
So now Adam's about a $3,000 winner in the game.
Yeah.
And that's how easy it is to make money in high-limit poker, my friends. It's a easy snap of the fingers to win the money here. Come on down to Live at the Bike and play in the game. I mean, seriously, if you are planning a trip to Los Angeles, you must make the Bicycle Casino your stop. This is a great place to play. And I don't work here. I'm just telling you, I love playing here. The floor men are great. The food is excellent. And if you're a fan of Live at the Bike, you know how good the games are. I mean, it's just a great place.
Yeah, we only have about 5 minutes left in the show. I mean,
wow, that went like
crazy.
That went like quick. You're buying me dinner, right, Bart?
Maybe.
Right.
You don't do sushi though, right?
No way.
What about you can have this is like chicken teriyaki.
Look at me, man. I want some meat.
Chicken teriyaki.
Chicken teriyaki.
They
I
have
could
chicken
do that.
teriyaki.
I could do chicken teriyaki.
Yeah.
But are you going to play tonight?
No, I'm not. I'm not.
I'm not going to play tonight either. So.
You just came down here just for us, huh?
Just to come down, yeah. I'm probably going to play on Friday.
Look at this. Mike's got bottom 2 pair here.
Yeah.
6-10.
I have to take the car in at like 6, 7 in the morning tomorrow, so I got to get up pretty early.
I might have to do something right after the show for a couple minutes though, but afterwards.
No problem.
Yeah.
Yeah,
now we can't see Adam's cards. He's in the hand. What does he got? Pocket 7s, and does Jonas call with 4s? The turn is a 5, and Mike is still way out in front.
Adam did call.
Yeah. checked around to Mike, and of course Mike knows he's got the best hand still.
Well, you got to bet bottom 2 pair.
Betting 340.
He bets 340. Jonas is done with it.
What did Adam call for there after Jonas called?
Yeah, I know. He overcalled with 7s. That's,
Because he just won a big pot. Maybe you'd take one off. I don't know what the bet was. I wasn't watching, but Mike bet 340 here.
Well,
So Adam's gonna.
did Mike agree? He said he was going to check the river?
Hey guys, seriously, can you not do this every single time you play pot together? And I'm not talking to you, Mike.
We got the
Adam,
last
every
chip
time
count
you
of the
play
night
pot,
coming up pretty
very
soon, I
limited
think.
things.
Jonas is complaining, I think, about the length of time.
You ask 10 quick questions. Some of us are stuck, you know?
Oh, Jonas is upset that Adam is taking too long whenever he has a decision to make. Adam has taken a
Ah, the
little bit
dealer
of
didn't
time.
put it in the rabbit cam. Damn that dealer.
But you know,
no, everyone's a good dealer here.
when you're dealing with monster pots, I mean, each of these guys has 10,000. Well, Mike has 20,000, but here's the
Here we go.
last chip count of the
Final
night.
chip count of the night. Well, we have Adam at 86. I thought he had more like 10.
Yeah.
But, well, okay, we'll call it 86. Mike's got 15.
Where's Garland? Garland's at $5,000.
Let's take a look at the differences. Garland up $3,000. Mike
Look at
up
that.
$5,000.
Garland played 4 hands, and he won $3,000.
How about Kenny Wynn? He played
Ken-
one hand and he's up $3,100.
The two guys we haven't mentioned but a couple times
Yeah.
are two of the big winners. And
Yeah.
of course, Mike at the top of the list, usually up there. He's either usually there or down at the bottom.
And Barry's just kind of been blinded off for about $1,000, pretty much.
Yeah,
I
Barry
mean,
has in 3 hours, you get to see, a limited number of hands, and a poker session is usually longer than that. I mean, Barry will play probably till 1 or 2 o'clock, and you never know. I mean, sometimes in that 3 hours you don't get anything. So,
well, we got a limp.
Jonas has Ace King.
Oh, this is unbelievable. Ed is limp re-raising with Queen 9 of spades. Jonas raised it out of the blind, and he's got Ace King, and I think he might just push in here.
Yeah.
He doesn't have that much. The funny thing here, though, is that Ed's not that far behind. They're both live here.
I think Jonas went all in.
Yeah, and Ed's going to call. And this is going to, I mean, you think it's going to be a bad beat, but it's really only about 62-38 here.
Does Jonas run it, or are they just going to run it?
I think they're just going to run it here. So here we go.
It's going to be a board run for.
10-5-3. Well,
We're all in.
It's going to be a board run for about $4,500.
Ed's in some running spades, a queen or a 9, some sort of running straight combination.
Oh.
Oh, the turn's a queen! Unbelievable! And Jonas needs a jack, an ace, or a king. And the river is a 4, and Jonas goes bust again. Oh, man. Queen 9.
Gambling Ed.
Wow. And he is out of there.
Jonas echoed your sentiments, Bart. He said, wow. And it looks like he's taken off for the night.
What an incredible show. I think we're going to do one last hand. Wow. It's been fun, Boston. We're going to
That's
see you
great.
back here on Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Double Fist Friday.
I'll be back here with Nicole tomorrow. Probably either a $500 or maybe $1,000 game because we have a no-limit tournament going on tomorrow.
Nicole, so I think Isaac will probably do more in-booth shots tomorrow than he did tonight.
I'll have to go watch Unbreakable.
Yeah, definitely. Check out Unbreakable. Yeah, there you go. Put it in your Netflix queue.
Look at this. Chicken Tender says, "Oh my God, Boston's the guy that says if you're jacking off to the Japanese comics, I swear to God."
Yep.
To Sam Jackson. That's you.
That's me.
That's you.
You better not be jacking off to the Japanese comics. And my other favorite line that a lot of people like is I say, I got to get some chicken in me. That's the other thing. I tell the guy I need him to get out because I got to get some chicken in me.
Three-way action here. Mike's got the nut diamond draw. Can't see Ed's hand. He's got Jack 3. Well, Ed's got top pair. This one could get big too, because if Mike makes diamonds here, and
Ed probably won't believe him.
Ed is gonna.
I think Mike raised it a little bit.
Yeah, he made like a little min raise, and Ed is gonna. Looks like he's gonna call. Well, if Mike gets a diamond here, we could see another big pot. How about the 3 of diamonds right here on the turn?
Boy, that would cause some action.
$500 pot to the turn. Turns an 8, and Mike makes a pair now.
Except, he's got the pair in the flush draw now, so he's in pretty good shape.
Well, now does he think his hand is good, where he's going to bet?
Ed still has the best hand. He just calls.
Yeah, check call at 300. Mike needs an ace, an 8, or a diamond.
$1,000, yeah.
And the river's an ace, and Mike makes aces up. Running aces up. And Ed bets. Ed bets 400 here. Well, would you ever think he has 3-5? Mike's going to make a little value raise.
He's raised value raises again. Mike's been doing that pretty well tonight against him.
And what can Ed beat here? I mean, he bets. There's no way he should call now, right?
Well, if you figured that he had a diamond draw, you would figure maybe he had the ace-high diamond draw, and that the ace hit him. And you could save, I think Mike raised it up another 800, so.
Well, Ed doesn't really like to lay down hands.
Not at this point. Oh, he does.
There it is. Nice lay down there for
Awesome.
Ed.
Oh, yeah.
Well, thanks for having me in.
Yeah, that's going to do it for us tonight. Boston, thanks a lot. We'll see
No
you
problem,
here
man.
on Friday. And
We'll see you on Friday.
I don't know, we might see you later on at some point.
Definitely.
You know, definitely. Well, we'll
Anytime.
definitely see you later on, but I don't know, next week or something.
Yeah.
So I hope you guys enjoyed the 2040 No Limit. Tell your friends about it. Of course, everyone's an archive subscriber watching this. Again, if you have any problems with this feed, you can email us at support@live@thebike.com spelled out. Again, that's an email at our web address, liveatthebike.com spelled
That'll
out.
go directly to the tech guys,
Support
and they'll be able
at
to help you out a little bit.
liveatthebike.com. So for Boston, I'm Bart Hansen. For everybody here in the booth, good night, everybody, from Live at the Bike.
Make it 320.